mic check.
Mike
Check,
Checkle.
mic check.
Check Muckle.
I think we're good. Jesus, that fucking mic. Change this last thing, and then we're good. Hello and welcome to the Blue Reese Podcast, episode number 344. I'm Adrian. That's David. That's Kels. We go live on youtube.com/AppleReviews every Tuesday, most Tuesdays, to talk about video games and whatever else we want to, because that's what we do.
Hell yeah.
True.
It's been 2 weeks, though. So, gentlemen, how's the last 2 weeks been?
Been a while. Fucking getting shit done. I'll phrase it that way.
How many episodes of Twin Peaks are you in?
I am on episode 5 now of the new season there.
All right. We were like adamant that you weren't gonna have any done.
Yeah, I was starting to binge it, and then other shit came up, and I don't know, maybe we'll talk about that in a bit to some extent. Maybe we won't, but basically, as soon as everything was a go with that, I dropped everything. That's just all I've been doing. So,
Okay, fair. Kels,
You know, just hanging out, celebrating America's birthday, being pissed off that we lost, and just hanging out.
so
we had a birthday. I didn't even get us a card.
nope.
Dude, come on, man.
Oh shit!
I've spiraled into my new fascination because it was always on the bridge. So I had a whole thing where I was like, I was much where I like before I moved to where I was like as a kid. I started playing video games after that point, but I used to do a lot more sports, and soccer was the one thing that I always liked just a lot. Then been doing more like going to more games this last like year. Then finally got into the World Cup, and I think this is the one that I'm like, all right, cool, I'm in now. So I've been watching like all the games going through here. Dude, it's been a fucking wild ride. If anyone out there watches or follows along with it, it's been a fucking hell of a goddamn tournament. Mexico was like everyone's like, oh, this team's fucking ass. We're not going anywhere. They proceeded to have like the best run of their entire history. With 4-0.
I mean, you say that, but they also lost in the stadium that they historically never lose at.
So here's where everything came to a head. So it was 4-0, 0 goals conceded. And the unfortunate thing is they have this curse where they can never get past round of 16. Now, the World Cup this year doubled the teams. So there was a round of 32 into a round of 16. So for the first time ever, we actually did better. We technically broke the record on paper because we won 4 matches. We never get past 3. We won 4. But because it's doubled up on there, if you just read on paper, it still shows that we've never gotten past that round. It's like we finally got a knockout win, but we still did not beat our record because they doubled the people. But our players were looking really good. We had a team that was like really connecting, and then the cards are on the table. A lot of teams have been fucking like not doing, like France is gonna win. France is kind of just clean walk and everything else. Every other team is like a little bit shaky. What are you shaking your head at?
Messi's getting his second. What are you talking about?
Fuck Argentina.
Wasn't he the one that got trolled but I show speed and missed a goal because of it?
He also came back and won the game for his team today.
All right, that's the only thing I know. That's the only thing I know about that guy
So-
is just I saw a fucking clip going around about that.
That was a tragic game. Argentina can go fuck themselves. I'm sorry.
Nah, number
so-
2, back to back.
They're so racist.
Yeah, sure. A lot of the Central American countries are super
Yeah,
racist.
and they are 100%. Argentina.
Yeah, and no one does it better than America, so fuck off.
You know
Literally.
what? I don't know about that. This
I don't
one.
know. Yeah, Asia's pretty close too. Japan.
No,
fair.
No,
That's true. No one hates Asians quite like other Asians.
Argentina has been following around Speed, calling him a monkey. Say go home. Like on like full face on camera,
Oof.
brother. No, it's pretty bad. Like it sucks because like I get that Messi's one of the goats. Like that's fine, but like
Ego.
you can't. It's so fucking hard to even remotely be okay with that, just because it's a reflection too. Like their players are just like the company they have. Like yeah, obviously you're gonna have bad eggs and everything, right? Like oh, but like there's a Mexican player that did this too. It's like, yeah, of course, everyone's that bad. But like, dude,
Brother,
at-
we had legalized slavery like up until 60 years ago.
Dude. So
Or
after today, when Argentina won, which by the way was crazy. Egypt has like not done fuck all ever in the World Cup, just ever. They come in, they get their first attempt to be in the knockout round, and they're just going all the way. Argentina won last time, and they're 2-0 up on Argentina, right? 80 minutes in. These games are about 90 minutes plus about 5 or 10, just depending on how much stoppage time. 10 minutes left of the round, and then just Argentina just says, no, hold on, my bad. And just starts clocking them in. And to their credit, and to Egypt's credit, I'm sorry, the FIFA fucking refs are totally in the bag somewhere somehow. There was
yeah.
that they Egypt scored another goal. They went back and took it back because of a foul earlier, and then the same thing kind of happened the other way around, and they didn't even like review it or anything, which is bullshit. And at the end,
Well,
Egypt was getting pissed at the end, and dude, the ref was just giving out yellow cards to the whole fucking squad, like just pulling all these things out because Egypt was pissed. Like, what the fuck is going on?
well, it's like the dude that red carded Balaga, and he has allegations against him in the past for match fixing.
Yeah,
So it's because he had like irregular red cards given out over the course of like a X amount of games, and he had to have like an official investigation into him. Yeah, a lot of these refs are dirty as fuck.
Yeah, I was
there's
gonna
that.
say again. I know nothing about football other than Ted Lasso, and the one thing I keep seeing from other fucking subreddits that tend to get a lot of soccer cross posting is talking about just how FIFA is one of the most corrupt organizations in the world.
Oh yeah.
A lot of football is, and I'll get into that for a second, but like one of the games coming up here, the Morocco game, all for the I forget if it's like first time in history, but all of the 5 refs are all Argentinian for that game.
Well done.
It's
That game's
crazy.
so interesting too because like just the history there, because Morocco's technically a territory of France,
Yeah,
or it was at one point.
dude.
I don't know. I love all the
2
political
days ago
stuff.
was a bad day or a good day if you were a colonizer, because holy shit, dude. Norway and England both beat Mexico and Brazil. Unfortunate times, brother. But yeah, and there's a thing where it's called a VAR that they're doing this year, which is like the ball actually has like chips in it that can detect every time it's hit. There's like it matches up on the field,
Fuck.
and it's getting ridiculous. I swear to God, there was one call. I forget which game on top of my head, but there was one call where I swear to God, in the fucking the replay showed it was a fucking like toe that crossed the line, and they called off the offsides on that.
Offsides. Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
that shit.
And I swear, one of the games, I think it was Croatia against Portugal. Um, there was a goal and it got in, but they called it offsides because swear to God, you look at the video, anyone with fucking eyes can see that does not hit, but the ball registered it, which also it's dumb that we're relying on chips because that's so and they're not infallible, but the ball detected a hit when it was like passing contact with the first player, and it had to have been like a fucking hair at some point because it was ridiculous. It is like that's not there's no fucking and it's like it's done because the game is now weirdly clinical, but also has some fucking nonsense refs that are calling other shit too. So it's like we're getting both sides of like, bro, a toe, you're calling that out, but then someone else, the ref's like, I didn't see that shit happen. There's
Yeah, I cleated this guy.
Yeah.
Slid into him and cleated him, but no, that's not a foul.
I will say though, I think the thing that's so funny but also frustrating about football is that they're just the biggest drama actors whenever they get touched or
Oh, yeah.
like just heel over. It's like, brother, just get up.
No, you got to play it to the crowd. Got to get them sympathy points. Got to get them red cards.
Well,
there was
yeah, it's about playing to the refs essentially, right? It's
yeah.
just
But it's so funny whenever they're on the ground and they see the refs not calling it. They're like keeled over. They just get up walking back fine because like, oh well, I guess they didn't call, all right, whatever. I was watching a local game and the guy got fucked. Like he definitely got the wind knocked out of him. So he's on the ground and I just yell out, "He's just a good actor. Don't believe it." But anyway, so that was that, dude. Okay, so going back to this Mexico game, right? So they had their game at the Azteca, which is 7,000 feet above sea level. It's in Mexico City, the heart of it, dude. Mexico fans were like crazy out there. Like it's a fucking party. I'm definitely going to Mexico at some point if they ever do this again, which is potentially like in 14 years. We'll see. But everything was kind of lined up. Like England's been playing shaky. They kind of almost got eliminated beforehand. Mexico has been on fire. And for England, even though England on paper is better than us and they're the favorites, like one of the top 4 teams to potentially take it. They in the Azteca, Mexico doesn't lose. We've lost in our history of that stadium. We've lost twice ever. And England has never beaten us there. They've tied, I think, 1 game, and they may have lost the other one. I forget. But we've just had everything on our side. And even then, dude, and so I think just from my like player, like from my backseat coaching that I'm looking at, I'm like, what happened is England and Mexico had the possession. They were looking good. Like we were feeling good. Like, oh, this is it. This is gonna be fucking crazy. If it happened, oh my god, it would be the craziest party of all time. They fucked up for a fucking second. England went and slammed that goal, and it's like, all right, whatever. We figured we're gonna have a clean sheet again. We'll lose a goal, but then Mexico just couldn't come back, and they got goal on again within another minute. And I was like, and that took the wind out. Luckily, we fired back within 5 minutes to get a goal, but it was like 1-2 into the halftime. We're like, all right, it's still possible. We're still playing better than them because we have possession pretty much the entire game. Go in the next round, and they get a red card, which, David, in football, if you get red carded, you lose that player, but you can't sub anyone back in that player. You're just playing a man down.
Yeah, it's a power
so
play.
you're
like
entirely
hockey.
down that slot. Gotcha.
And,
yeah, it's essentially a power play in hockey.
Gotcha.
And so they got red carded a player, and we're like, oh, fuck. We have 30 minutes left. We can't get through them right now. We can do this. But England, because they're fucking, you fucking white motherfuckers, David, you guys are all 6'4", and my brothers, we're like 5'7". Like our tallest guy's like 5'10". So we're like trying to like put aerials in there. Shouts to my boy Raul Jimenez. He does bicycle kicks on those. He had one that would have slammed in the goal, but he does it and just slams in the face of one of them, dude. It's like he's just right there.
Yeah, because one of the insane stats is there's 39 crosses into
Which
the
is
box.
the most ever in I think a game, and we just couldn't get them because they were just fucking there.
Well, it's because they also didn't want to like try to attack the goal.
So what happened too, and I mean we could what if all day on that, but the one less player, I think might have helped them because they just hunkered up and they parked the bus. They're like, well, we can't really attack, and they were kind of
they were doing that. Yeah, they were doing that beforehand. All it means is like when you're in the lead like that, it's just not a hindrance to you, right? Because you just don't have to worry about needing the extra guy out there.
Yeah. So, but I mean,
you can sub out and just put all your defensive players in. Bam, you're good to go.
Yeah. So it was just like Mexico was just throwing shit at the fucking wall and nothing was going through. But we pushed it all the way, and yeah, it was, and then they got a penalty kick, and then we got a penalty kick, so it was 2-3, but just like. They just hunkered up. They're just parking the bus. Like, we're not letting any fucking thing pass us. And there was like a few moments where it was like right fucking there and just couldn't push it through. So that was a heartbreaker. Like you just felt the wind on there, but it was cool because you see videos in Mexico where they were still celebrating and like at the Azteca they were like cheering for England and all that too. So that was cool because it's a party. Like everyone that traveled for the World Cup because they're done with the Mexico games. I think it's all U.S. from here on. Everyone was saying just how much they loved the Mexican culture and the people of all that and how it was a really good time for them. Speaking of the U.S., though, last night it was USA versus Belgium. And the U.S. has been looking pretty all right. Now, granted, I've been on this boat. They have not played many good players or many good teams. They've been getting far into this, but they had a really easy ride so far. And Belgium, to be fair, was also supposed to be an easy ride, too. So everyone's like, this is going to be a historic run for U.S. They're probably going to get top 8.
I don't think that's true, right? Because Belgium has like a lot of really good players on their team.
For their dark horse, but they weren't doing as well as they could have in the past.
Well, I think going into this game, it was the whole narrative was it's going to be a hard test for the U.S. And then us potentially losing Balogun was like, oh yeah, this is definitely not going to go good for the U.S., right?
So, David, here's where a bit of controversy happened. The U.S. got red carded the game prior, and that sticks for the next game.
Oh, I thought it was just for the game you're playing. I didn't realize it was for the next game.
So hold on. So no, It's it's not for the next game in the sense that you're down a person. It's the next
that
game
guy
in the
can't come
sense
back
that
in.
right,
Oh, okay. So like you're not entirely down a player the next
right.
game, but you still can't
You're down the
use that
player for
person.
the current game, but that guy's just suspended the next game.
Okay, so that person still technically can't play the next
He
game,
can come in after
but
that.
okay, I understand it now.
But you
Gotcha.
can fill a spot, right? So
Gotcha.
you're
It's
still
like it's like if a penalty in hockey got laid over into the next game. Gotcha.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was one of their players, and it's never been like flipped before in FIFA history. If I'm
Well, going back to what Adrian was saying about the VAR reviews, that was a big controversy with this. This was one of the instances where it wasn't used or it was used improperly, because the review clearly showed that it shouldn't have been a red card penalty. It could have been like a minor penalty or if anything, give a free kick, and that's where a lot of the kerfluffle came up from it.
and so here's where it gets into the weeds of it is it again, that's what I was kind of saying at the beginning. It's so half and half. It's either super clinical or it's like human error. And personally, I'm on the side of there has to be kind of human error in sports too. You know, like that's just kind of the human nature of it is refs get some good calls, they ref get some ass fucking calls. But you have to live with that thing, you know. Like you can't. It's just like all right, well, I mean, you can't. You at some point because that's a weird Pandora's box, right? You're gonna look back. What if you look back in 4 years, something? You know what I'm saying? Like a little by little, it could just kind of be. It's a slippery slope. Um, but it didn't help that Trump, his ass came out and said that he actually talked to FIFA about how that was not a good card or whatever, and they reversed it. And so that Belgium had to fight the full team out here, but everyone was fucking pissed because that you don't let politics, especially politics, like especially the host country
Yeah.
in there, like that changes the game, right?
No, if anything is gonna fuel some spite into some motherfuckers, it's that.
Well, I don't agree at all. International play in sports is entirely political. I don't think I don't think it's a position where you shouldn't
Outwardly
allow.
like this though, like it's because he runs his mouth too much, right? Like I'm
Well, it
sure
doesn't
shit like
matter
that,
though,
like
right? Because he could have contacted them and it could have had nothing to do with it, right?
but
Because he could have just not contacted them. He could have just been like, "Oh yes, I called them. I let them know.
That's
Yeah.
true.
They should not do this."
I hate to play this game, but to be fair, that happens all the time where he does say he fucking did shit and
it's funny
get
that it
involved,
lines up
but-
when that does not happen. You know, like they don't reverse
Well,
cards
it
like
does,
that.
because it does. This happened to Ronaldo. Ronaldo had a red card suspended during a qualifier because he got in a fight essentially, and they red carded his ass and they suspended it so that then he wouldn't be
Affected by an outside thing,
right.
which is yeah. Also, Ronaldo's also like a favorite of FIFA, so like he gets his special permissions every now and then too. But I can promise you, internationally, a lot of people were pissed at that, and that like already people don't like people. Don't
I
like
mean, you
this
can be
FIFA.
pissed at it all you want, but it was a bad penalty to start with. I
Sure,
mean,
I mean
you
yeah.
can
I
being
might,
pissed about it isn't being pissed because we got our way. Being pissed about it is because you didn't get your way. Because it shouldn't have been a penalty.
but that's what I'm saying is that there's been times because it's a slippery slope when you start to get like if you look past like no Ed Penal for Mexico, our favorite one of our most favorite things that we're known for is like there's penalties that just happen that you know they're bad, but like you don't get the opportunity to go back on that, but all of a sudden the host country happened to get, you know what I'm saying, like that's the slippery slope thing, and there could be a lot more on it, but that's just where it just looks bad that this thing does not happen very often on there,
Well,
and you're
the
looking back and turning
VAR
back.
has specifically reversed penalties this whole World Cup, and this has been
Is it
happening.
after though? After the game, like during the game? Because again, like I said, the
We
Egypt,
didn't get that. That's the thing.
well, so regardless of where the politics on that end is that's the air of the filling in the air, because remember we're not liked as a country that much, but as it is like people weren't like hating as much on the U.S. team because they're still up and comers doing that like everyone's whatever. But I can promise you, just hearing from like fan reactions going down that rabbit hole too, a lot of the like air behind Belgium going into this game was we're not playing just to beat the U.S. because we don't like them. We're beating them for the, and again, I know if we don't agree or not, that's fine. But we are fighting for the, what is it, like the sanctity of the game or something like that for the
It's
nature
so
of,
funny to think or say whenever we all agree that the FIFA refs are entirely corrupt.
no, 100%. But I can promise you, if I'm a coach, I'm doing that. I'm doing that fucking, whatever I can to put my players up, whatever. But yeah, so it was the U.S. looked very shaky coming in, but they were holding it up fine, and then just little by little mistakes, dude. And that was one egregious mistake. And I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing on this? Like, it was down 1-2. The goalie is like out there grabbing it, and I don't know, his shoe like hit the ground before he got the kickoff, so he had to like stumble for a second. Got sniped away, and he was so far away he couldn't get anything out back to it. And dude just like lobbed it in there. And there was a player on their team that could have stopped it too, but missed it too. And it downhill from there, dude. And that's unfortunate. Now I was going through the whole thing because I know a lot of hate on the U.S. stuff comes from just natural, just wherever we're at the world. It is what it is. Like I know like the girlfriend's family is like, why would you ever root for U.S.? I'm like, I understand. However,
Because it's not a representation of the bad things; it's a
So-
representation of everything good. Dumb
that
fucking idiots.
I
Well,
but
no. This pisses me off so much. Okay, so the day that the Supreme Court tried to repeal naturalized citizenship from birthright citizenship, our fucking best player scored 2 goals, and he's a naturalized birthright citizen. This is so stupid for people to say. Why would you support the United States national team? It's because they represent everything right with the
Right.
country. They don't represent the bad.
Yeah, no,
That's not how that works.
And
this isn't towards you. This is
No,
for
no,
all
no.
the idiots out there that ask this. Why would you support the U.S. Olympic team? Why would you support the U.S. blah 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 team? Because because they represent the good of our country.
right.
It
And-
represents the hope of our people.
and
It doesn't
I
represent the hatred.
I went on a whole drunk spiel like after our Mexico loss about why I'm on there. I was like, I'm either going home sad drunk or happy drunk. It was unfortunately more sad drunk, in which case I was having to rationalize a lot of shit. But no, on that note, I don't want to say it's because it's hard to say you want to root for the, and I'm flipping on that end, and I get that we're on there because I'm also on your side on this, but I get that you're flipping on that end, and you're like, I just don't like where we're at, everything, and especially because some fucking country or some people just make it very hard to be a U.S. fan, just the way they act. Like I get that it's hard for that end too. I understand that. However, they're not the reason. That's kind of my point too. I'm like, they're just people just trying their best to fucking play for the place they were born in, and they're just doing their thing, right? And I'm like, I was trying to say, I'm like, I'm not gonna ever not root for them. I'm not like necessarily, or I'm not gonna like hate on them. Like, there's not my team, like my top one on there, but I'm not gonna like ever go against them. I'm still gonna be happy for them whenever they're getting stuff, because like, if there was like a crazy world in some hyper alternate universe where if I just happen to be some player or coach or something, that's my team. Like I'm like, and I'm not going in it for that. You're trying to represent, and you're trying to do your best around that, and it's unfair to talk down on a bunch of players that are just doing their thing, trying to like push that. I hate when it trickles down on that end, and also I hate the U.S. culture around football where they're just so fair weather about things. It's like, we won, whatever. We lost, but I don't give a shit either. Oh, it's NFL time.
Well, that's any sport, honestly. The issue is the U.S. just has no sort of soccer culture.
Yeah.
It's all like at a certain point, it just kind of peters out.
And that's where I hate thinking about being on a team, working your ass off to get there, and people are only rooting for you because they see their name up there, and that's about it, and they just dip out and they never give a shit otherwise. I'm like, it just feels disrespectful. Like, it feels like you don't actually. It's very artificial, and like like I've talked about this like on my end too, like especially because I'm doing esports, right? Esports compared to like physical sports at a high school level, no one gives a shit on my end, right? But
Yeah.
but whenever we're winning something, all of a sudden, oh, people care now. But like if we
Right.
didn't, no one gives a shit, right? And I feel that very personally. Like I take that a little personal on that, and I'm like, I would never just root for them and not give a shit about that. I'm taking, if I'm rooting for them, I'm feeling for their
Well, it's
losses too. I'm
it's
not doing the whole like, whatever, we lost. I'm like, you're feeling for
Well-
losses along with their wins. You have to, otherwise it's corny.
right. It's the same way with women's sports, right? Like no one's gonna bat an eye at the ladies soccer team for your high school or whatever, but as soon as they win a state championship, everyone's a fan.
Yeah.
They've always been great. We're huge supporters. We'll show up to your games,
But
but
if they had a bad season or something, all of a sudden you forgot all about them. You're like, oh yeah, whatever.
you forgot all about them. They shouldn't be here. They should be funded less. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Find
See,
every
it's
reason for it
so
to not exist.
It's so hilariously weirdly skewed for me because being from Maine, other than amateur hockey, we don't really have. And we recent like in the last couple of years got our own basketball team as well. We don't have any of our own sports teams. We just borrow Boston's for everything. It's
Sure,
always
yeah.
fucking hilarious for that shit because it's like we don't. I mean, yeah, technically we have as the collective of New England, all of Boston's sports teams, but. Aside from amateur hockey, actually, wait, no, I don't think we have an amateur hockey team anymore. Fuck, that's right. I
David's
forgot.
like, we got
what
goat racing, and that's about it.
No, we have an amateur baseball team, the Sea Dogs there, and they're fairly wellish known from my understanding. We had an amateur hockey team, the Maniacs, and I used to be able to go to their games for free because my family owned the place
Team.
that they've played at. No, they own the Coliseum that they played at, which is what like the only thing of privilege I can ever say in my life was that I got to go free hockey games.
This guy,
because
I want to pause. White guy on the internet, this is the only thing of privilege I've ever had. All right, cool.
Hey, I grew up poor. All right, I know the struggle. I lived with a black family for 5 months. I can say the N word. All right.
All right, slow down.
But no,
Yeah,
I fucking and so it's kind of weird in that aspect, and maybe that's part of the reason I've never gotten that much of attachment of sports aside from hockey, because again, I got to see hockey live, and honestly, hockey live is fucking phenomenal. I can't watch it on TV. I love going into it, which does lead me into like a semi-serious question, which is I think I would genuinely like more sports if there was just random fist fighting. Why is hockey the only sport where it's just kind of expected for random fist fights to happen?
It's encouraged.
Yeah. Like why is hockey the only sport that you technically get two sports in one, because you're not only getting hockey, but you're also getting boxing on ice? Like what soccer would be far more entertaining if instead of like headbutting the ball, the goalie just ran out of goal and just fucking headbutted another player. Like why is this not a thing that just happens in other sports?
Yeah, imagine if you were playing golf and you just got to beat someone's ass.
Yeah, or like fucking basketball, if after like a fucking shoulder tackle, someone just gets up and Koljaks another fucking fucker. Like,
Meta World Peace tried that. He almost killed James Harden with an elbow.
I also think though that's more like, I think your closest thing might be actually like NFL, because soccer and basketball have no protections. Hockey, you're like pretty protected still.
Yeah, but they take all that off.
I know, you sure, but I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, you're still like that. If you're going in, you're going fisticuffs essentially in like soccer. It's just you. You got cleats. I
remember one time in high school, we had this dumbass kid. We were getting into it, and he punches my helmet, and the coach grabs him, and he said, "Hey, dumbass, does your hand hurt?" It was like, yeah, you dumb piece of shit. You're gonna break your fucking hand trying to punch people in the helmet. It's like, yeah, that's why we don't have fights in football.
Yeah, but like, I would be far more invested in all these sports if there was more of a chance of a fucking boxing match just happening.
Agreed. Yeah, introduce a broomstick, break it in half, throw it in the middle. Let's raise the stakes too.
Yeah, let's make it a whole side thing where instead of penalty shots, it's penalty boxing. Pick two of your best players to go up and just have 2 rounds.
Well, and see, intricacies like that is why like hockey's so cool too, because back in the day they just reserve a spot for the goon, for the enforcer of the team that would specifically do that. Like, all right, they're being a little bit too rough with our star player, go get him. Go beat his ass.
I think when you're on a world scale too, and like I said, when you got people of different cultures that are just vastly different sizes, I think that might not fare well for at least an international level.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until we get the goddamn Mongolians in and against everyone.
And you could be hockey.
So what you're saying is it only gets away in hockey because it's a very uniquely white sport.
But no, I if you're gonna like use, I think it's also because you could be big and you're in hockey, dude. Like, it's not like there are no big set motherfuckers in
Erling
football.
Haaland, that dude is 6'5".
But
Fucking
he's
Charles
not
is a big
like
dude,
a
too.
big guy. You know what I mean? Like
He's a
not,
Viking.
Yes, dude. There's just like a Viking motherfucker on Norway's team who
Yeah, that's Erling.
Is he the one that they're saying
yeah.
looks like fucking Super Boo?
Yes.
Okay.
He vowed he vowed to avenge Mexico for the game coming up, so we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah,
he,
he's
Hell
like
yeah.
6'5", 260. Like
Nor-
he's a monster.
at Norway for their dances, they're just doing the Viking rowing. Just he's a monster, brother. If we beat England, we're playing them. I'm like, all right, we gotta stack like 2 of our players to fucking to be that tall.
Gonna fucking ride each other like Blaster Master.
Right. But yeah, it's been a fun run. I'm still watching. I've actually I told myself I'm investing in this now just because I need something to keep kind of going on with that stuff too. And my family has some roots in there. So I'm picking up other leagues I'm gonna be watching here on to start keeping up a track because I want to be, by the time the next World Cup happens, I kind of want to be in the know going into it. Because I think that's a big thing I'm missing out on. I'm planning on I think it's in Morocco. It's in a tri-country again, but I think Morocco is one of the host countries next year. Or they were trying to go to one of the games. Because yeah, it's you look at the games on there, dude. It's a fucking party, brother. Like it's a good time. It's really cool that everyone's just getting together and just celebrating that. And yeah. That's been a lot of what I've been doing the last little bit. A couple other things. I watched Jackass. Got
Hell
some
yeah,
of the
me
homies
too.
on there. What'd you think of it?
It was fine.
Yeah.
Wasn't my favorite one.
I mean, I knew, but I also didn't know what the ratio of new to old footage was going to be.
If they would just call this one 0.5, I wouldn't. It'd have no issue, right?
Right.
Just because you go into it kind of expecting that.
Yeah.
And it was real weird too, because like, so I guess spoiler alert. There are a lot of bits like when Poopies got the Botox injections. It made it sound like they're filming another movie, but do you think this was just during the last movie and this was just like outtakes that they?
So what people are thinking this is, and it makes a lot of sense, is that this was a Paramount quota for the year. They had to have 6 films out there. That's why it wasn't really talked about or announced up until there. I'm sure they just talked to Knoxville and be like, hey, can you do this? And they're like, we're fucking old. We can't. So we can do you half like new footage, half old footage. And then they only filmed for like 2 or 3 days on the Paramount lot. That's why all the skits are just like on set now, or all the new stuff is on set. So I think this was purely a quota movie. Like, all right, we gotta get through this and just get that done. And they dug out some stuff. I think I'm glad I didn't binge watch them ahead of time because like it really made it fun to revisit a lot of those like on the big screen. You know, it was like, damn, that's a fucking. But dude, like, if you told me a year ago that one of the most tense I'd ever be in a theater is the first like minute of a Jackass film, I'd be like, that's weird. What the fuck happens? Even though you know Johnny Knoxville lives and you've heard about this whole skit, it was like tense as fuck the way they were filming that. I'm like, what the fuck? So FYI,
They put a loaded revolver right in his ass.
You're close.
Almost.
You're close, actually.
Jesus. Okay.
So the very first thing they filmed to pitch to MTV, which got them there, but they couldn't ever show it. Johnny Knoxville got the cheapest, like he found one of the cheapest like bulletproof vests, got a revolver and shot himself point blank on the bulletproof vest.
Well, I think they like was it like a book or a metal plate that they also
put a
in
magazine.
there? Yeah.
They put a magazine. They put a magazine in between just to make sure it didn't hurt.
Yeah.
And in classic Jackass, because it's just the way things work, spun the revolver and it was the last bullet. So it's
yeah,
like,
so they're out in the middle of nowhere. They're just like they basically hopped out of a car and he's sitting there just clicking it, and then finally it goes off and they all just jump back into the car and take off.
They all pause for a second. Back, is he okay? All right, we gotta fucking run. But yeah, dude.
Yeah, this is the motherfucker that decides to fucking no sell Umaga. Jesus Christ.
Knoxville?
Yes, they're so It was in promotion for a Jackass film. It was supposed to be like a Jackass with like a tropical kind of theme to it. So they decided to do a crossover with WWE at the time, and they're like, "Hey, you know who we can get? This fucking Samoan motherfucker, fucking Umaga, who's just this beast of a human being. We'll get him to go ahead and have a feud with Johnny Knoxville." And Johnny Knoxville did not sell. So the parlance being he didn't go ahead and like play up to the injury or the damage that was being done to him for Umaga. So Umaga took liberties, which is he started actually firing live shots on Johnny Knoxville and just actually beat the shit out of him in the ring because he was like laughing and not selling.
Wait, was that
and-
Steve-O or Knoxville?
Oh shit, that was Steve-O. That's right, because it was Knoxville that had the match with Sami Zayn.
There we go. I remember
That's what it
Knoxville
was.
did bite someone.
Yes, I fucking flipped them in my head because they're interchangeable as far as I'm concerned.
I think Steve-O was extremely I think that was before he got sober too. So I think he was just like taking hits while just getting lit.
Yeah, no, Umaga stomped the ever living hell out of him and then splashed him a few times.
Did you know that Steve-O's voice isn't actually just a fucked up thing on drugs? He just does it. He does not speak correctly.
Yeah,
So-
it's definitely a vocal fry, right?
So yeah, he was like for whatever reason just that's the way he always talked. But then he went to a thing and they said you're not speaking correctly. You're supposed to use like like your actual like vocal cords down here. You're speaking up here. He's like that's just how he talked. And he's like I had to go to a vocal trainer to learn how to fucking talk. They told me I was bad at talking, but then like. I was doing that, and then my girlfriend's like, I kind of like your voice. And I was always self-conscious about it, but, like, whatever. And he's like, I think it's cool because, like, I'll be on the phone ordering something, and they're like, hey, is this Steve-O? And he's like, hey, what's up?
Fascinating.
Yeah. But yeah, no, for that first one, it's like, it's so long. Like, it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no sound. You just hear click.
It's funny too because like everyone's freaking out in the background, like because he keeps clicking it, and Spike, you can hear him behind the camera. He's like, "It's in the last one, man. It's in the last chamber."
Yeah. And this is the cheapest bulletproof vest they could find. They just found whatever one they could afford for that. They did, but there was that they showed their skit because there was that one that was the long lost one. The second long lost one was Johnny Knoxville in the prison outfit. It was in West Hollywood, and he was like, all right, so the prank is he's gonna put like handcuffs on. He's gonna have a prisoner outfit. He's gonna walk into a hardware store, ask for like was it a saw? Handsaw, and just see what happens. And then as they're filming it, they notice that the shop owner evacuated everyone. He's like, oh, there's no one around. All right, this is weird. So I'm gonna go outside and go try to mess with people. He walks outside a second. He walks outside. He hears police sirens, and he's like standing on the phone. He's like, uh-oh. And the fucking police cop, the fucking woman, just comes in here, stops, or like pauses in front of him, gets out of the car with a gun, saying,
Doesn't put it in park. It keeps it in drive.
Doesn't put the car in park. It just it goes into a fucking light pole, and they're just like holding him down because again, this is early on, so it's not like prank videos are like
Early 2000s.
prank
Yeah.
videos are not a thing, right? So like he's on the ground, like, what's that thing on you? Like, I'm filming. Yeah, it's a lot of shit right now. And then they were talking to him, and he's like, yeah. The woman said, if you moved an inch, I was gonna put a bullet through your fucking brain. And he was like, all right, dude, hell yeah. And actually, that skit got MTV banned from filming in West Hollywood for 10 years.
That's so fucking funny. And they had that other one that they couldn't show too, and it's so funny because they said it was too repeatable. It was they stuffed Johnny Knoxville in a cardboard box and threw him down a flight of stairs.
And you know what? I was there with my best friend from like middle school, high school, and and they put that, and then which like herniated his disc or something. But
Yeah,
I mean,
he said he got 2 herniated discs out.
yeah, but Jackass being who they are, they make sure you got to keep safe. They stuff them with pillows in there, just make sure like you're safe. And they taped the box closed. They just threw him down just one flight of stairs. I looked at my friend. I'm like, thank God they didn't put that because that's something 100% we would have done. 100%.
Oh,
we
yeah.
would have done that. That is 100. That's just the best call you did because we would have done that. 100%.
Oh yeah, I would have totally shoved my friend Kyle into a box and done that. I know exactly who would have been doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't say I'm any better. I grew up with wrestling and imitated everything there. So
Oh, yeah.
Something about just when warning these stunts are. I'm like, I get nostalgic, and I'm just like, that's a challenge, brother. You're just telling me to do it. All right.
yeah, don't try this shit at home. Fuck you. I'm gonna do it just fine. Everyone's gonna survive. Trust me.
right? But yeah, they had that, and I think my favorite part of the film was they had the extra footage from Silence of the Lambs with Bam, because that was what was missing. It was called Silence of the Lambs beforehand, and Bam was supposed to be in there because they with that skit is David. I don't know if you ever seen this skit, but it's like
I've never watched Jackass.
I feel like you would like parts of it, but there's one skit in there that's like top 5 for sure.
Yeah, Bam's notoriously scared of snakes. Like he hates snake. That's how they always fuck with him. They'll lock him in a room with a snake.
They locked him in like a horse.
Bam Margera from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Man.
I now I know who we're talking about.
So they locked him in a horse cage in like I think 2. It was
Yeah.
either 2 or 3. But they locked him in like a horse trailer, and they threw
With a cobra.
with a cobra, and Bam's like already he's like just like in the corner like crying like no you got no we can't. They're like it's all right Bam, how you feeling? Or he's like and it was a John Knocked was like, hey Bam, are you crying? He goes, yeah.
No.
Dude, and he was so freaked out. He like did some fucking acrobatics and like
He like
there-
climbed through the tiniest hole. It's incredible. Like it's like whenever you see a cat squeeze through a spot that they shouldn't squeeze through. It's like how the fuck is
It's
that?
like-
Yeah, like when they go under doors and shit, and it's just like
Yeah.
fucking how.
So if you I don't know if you see if you can envision like a horse trailer, but there's like that top part where they stick their heads through. He
Yeah, I
like,
see them all the time in Maine.
he like did
A
some
full human body fit through that.
and then
Fucking
granted
Christ.
current Bam couldn't do that. But
No.
but Bam Margera of that end where he was a skinny little guy, yeah, he did some acrobatics. He was like up there just like skirt out, just fucking just. But and so David, let me set the scene for this skit, which is legendary. Even without Bam, it was top 5. I kind of want to
So
go in there
good.
and re-edit it, just have the full thing of all 4 of them because this one was a weird edit. It was like it had all the Bam stuff in it, but then it took out other stuff from the other one, which I didn't like. Which I guess it gives merit to watching both now, but I want to make a super cut of it. So
It's like the Panic Room one, right? We only got to see parts of it, but we
Yeah.
didn't get the full thing.
there were
So it's like,
some
God
weird-
damn it.
there were some weird parts in it because I'm like, you guys cut a lot, and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, you don't have to cut. But I mean, there's always a 0.5. I'm sure there'd be another 0.5. There really should be because there's
Yeah.
they've done stuff. There was and the Panic Room one was funky. It's like, why is Dark Shark fuck like what the fuck's on
Yeah,
him?
why is he covered in puke? Yeah.
Yeah. And they just never address it. Loki, I thought they killed Danger Aaron. I've seen
I
him at the
did too.
premiere. He was at the premiere, but I'm like, did they just they put a guy on a fucking electric chair, David?
Oh, fuck.
One of the guys had to get a key from someone else's ass, and he dislocated like the top of his finger because it was through a hole. They're like, hey, reach through the hole.
Someone's ass so fucking tight they break your fingers. What the fuck?
He's a very heavy
Well,
boy.
It was a glory hole situation. They had to stick their hand in.
And they
try
didn't
to
tell
find
him.
the-
They're just like, hey, there's a key in there, grab it. And they were touching it. I go, what the fuck is that? And then one of them they're like, hey, Dave, just do it. All right. He just shoves it in there and grabs it, but he just like shoved his hand so far up someone's asshole. And the guy's asshole is a very big guy, but he fucked up the tip of his finger like really badly, actually.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Just dudes being dudes.
So-
I've never just shoved my fingers in a mate's ass. Like that's
What about a tiny toy car? Have you ever shoved that up your ass, sir?
no.
I'm so glad they played that one. That one's an all timer too. But in the very
That's
first one,
so
very
fucking
first.
good.
The only one I'm upset they didn't play, but I understand 100% why they didn't was Terror Taxi. If you're
Yeah.
gonna do a best of, it has to be on there. I understand why they didn't because that does not age very well.
No, not at all.
Like not very well at all. Terror Taxi, David. I'm gonna go on a little rant here. Whatever. We're vibing. This is gonna be a good episode. Terror Taxi was like a multi-level trick. And for the record, Agent Aaron wants to go back and say that he knew what was going on the whole last bit. I don't believe you. for a
No,
fucking
that was
second.
fear in his eyes.
So-
Yeah, I heard that man's voice crack. That's
So-
not something that you can just do.
So they're like, hey, would it be funny if you guys go in dressed up as like Arabics in the back of like a taxi and just like threaten him?
It was like they were supposed to essentially just do the shtick of like, oh ho, we're going to the airport. Oh ho,
Oh,
we
and they're
definitely are
doing a bunch of stereotypes like,
suspicious."
oh, love white women, big breasts, your wife have big breasts, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the first part of the prank was they had to like make him look Arabic, and because of that, all the guys shaved all their pubes, and then the makeup artist used that as hair, and he didn't know. So they're putting like all this glue on there, and they're like, oh, this shit tastes like pubes, and did you see Bam in the background showing his just like shaved just Everything's shaved down there. He's just cracking up, doesn't make a noise, but you see Danger Aaron's like making it like some like
He's like taking it out of his mouth.
yeah, he's like doing that, but he's doing an impression of the camera, and everyone's laughing. They're thinking he thinks everyone's laughing at my impression, but you look behind him, Bam just showing his just shaved fucking gooch right there, dude. So they put that on him. They go in the car, and the whole prank is that the guy that's driving them isn't on it, so he's gonna fuck with them. So they get in the back and they start making this thing, and the guy's like, "Hey, you guys need to stop making those things," but they gotta keep pushing it, right? Because they gotta make the skit. So they keep antagonizing him, saying like, "Oh, ooh, that looks like a cool building. Boom, that's a cool building, huh? Boom." And then the guy's like, "You know what? Fuck this," and the driver's like, just takes a left turn, just hard left turn, and then it broke. And that's what I'm saying. He says he knows, but I'm like, that's bullshit. Because he's like, "Hey, where are you going? Where the fuck are you going right now?" He's like, "No, fuck you guys. Where the fuck you going?" And then they had a bomb strapped to a fake bomb strapped. And he's like, "Hey, pull over! I got a fucking bomb! I got a bomb!" And then he just gets to the back of they park in the back. They park in the back of like of a parking lot. He pulls out a gun. Says, get the fuck in the trunk. He's like, "No, fuck you. Get the fucking trunk." And his friend's with him, and the friend's in on it too. He's like, "No, dude, just get in the trunk, man. He's gonna kill us. Just get in the trunk." It's like, "Oh, fuck you. Fuck. Where the fuck is everyone at? Where the fuck is fucking over? Where's everyone at?" So they put him in the trunk, and then they have all the crew come out there. You hear like Bam come out like, "Hey, no, dude, this is a prank. And then you one of the funny quotes is Dave Danger Aaron in the trunk. He's like, "That's Bam Margera. He's fucking famous, you idiot." Something like that. And then he's like, so then they get two big wood blocks and just slack them as if there's like shots getting fired. You hear all the crew outside like, "Oh shit. And then the guy gets in the car, just driving in circles with the taxi, and you just hear Danger Aaron in the fucking trunk just freaking out like, "Oh god, ah!" And they pull him out, and then afterwards they pull him out. They start laughing at him, and then after all that, they're like, "Hey, by the way, that's pubes on your face," and he had crabs.
Good old Ryan Dunn.
Rest in peace.
I
I didn't
know.
even
Where's
tell
the
you.
humor in this?
It was.
It's
It's
humorous because Danger Aaron is kind of a dipshit, and
he's the
it's
younger
kind of like,
brother. Where they pick on him a lot.
yeah. So the whole thing is like, "Oh, you're gonna get to do a stunt here," and then it's like, actually, this is just a prank on you.
Yeah. The joy of Jackass just comes with just guys just doing shit to make themselves laugh, and it just kind of extends on that. It's a camaraderie. Like, 'cause even if they fuck with Danger Aaron still, there's like a love and admiration you could still feel in it.
Yeah,
But
like there's a running bit through most of the movies where they're either tasing each other, like in between bits, or they're going through and just shaving each other's head with a razor
or sack tapping.
or sack tapping. Yeah,
Uh,
bunch of dudes being dudes.
so last one I want to go on, which is to go back to it with Silence of the Lambs. So again, because the thing is they couldn't do more pranks later on because they were just so famous at that point, like it was hard for them to actually get converted. Like there was a skit they did way back when with Brad Pitt, who was in on it, and they kidnapped Brad Pitt in front of like just a hot dog stand in L.A. Brad Pitt knew it,
like a really famous hot dog stand. It's Pink's Hot Dogs.
Yeah.
I guess it's like on the Strip or some
Yeah.
shit. And so they just had him show up, and like they made it a point. They had someone staged in the line as well to be like, "Hey, is that Brad Pitt?" Just to like cause a scene. And so he stands there for a few minutes, and then a van pops up. It's like Johnny Knoxville, Bam, and everyone.
and they have like
And they're
masks
just
on
like,
too, but also you don't know who they are because it's so new.
right, they're just so young, and Brad Pitt's young as fuck in that
He's
clip
a
too.
baby,
Like
brother.
it's like Fight Club Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, I think it's like that era.
Yeah.
But yeah, they steal him,
They're like, "Hey,
and
Brad Pitt?" Yeah, and they all come out of the van. They just start taking him. And Brad Pitt, because he's an actor, he's just screaming his ass off, "Ah, help! Help! Help!" And they just drag him in the van. And like only one guy tries to like really go after him and start chasing it, but no one else does. And everyone the fucking line's like, "Brad Pitt just got fucking kidnapped."
yeah, they had
If
to like,
only.
they called the cops beforehand to make
They had to
sure,
say,
like,
"Hey,
hey, if
you're gonna get a call saying Brad Pitt was kidnapped. Just ignore those calls." Anyway, I could go off for Jackass, but last time I'm gonna stay on topic. I promise. They have to do pranks themselves, right? So they're in a room and they're like they're staging it. They're gonna do some like weird like thing with the snake again.
yeah, it's one of those other pranks where they're like, okay, this is what it is. Meanwhile, it's something else because
like the
they
terror
tried to
attacks. Like,
stage-
hey, this is what it is,
Yeah.
but it's actually not that. But we caught you. And so they had like this snake. They hide like, oh, it's a poisonous ass snake or whatever. Like this, and then they had everyone like sit in the
Like,
room.
you're not part of this. It's someone else that's doing it, but we're just showing this is the
We
layout.
just want
You're
to let
gonna
you know
be
how
sitting
it
here
looks.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like in the background or something, hanging out. And then eventually they do that, and then they lock them in the room and kill lights, and they just
Yeah, they
start.
just turn all the lights.
It's pitch black in there, except for like the like the night vision, and like maybe one or two of them just to fuck with them, and they're panicked and they haven't told them this, and like they start knocking over the things. So you hear like this like snake sounds like walking around. They start hitting them and hitting with stun guns and like pretending they're throwing a snake on them. And my favorite fucking bit that kills me, Danger Aaron again. He's the goat in a lot of films too. It's so funny. He carries so many of the films.
He's
He got
such a dipshit that he carries it.
his balls took the biggest beating in 4. It's
Oh yeah.
ridiculous. He got pogo sticked on him.
Yeah.
So yeah. Actually, something we were talking about. He got I don't know who the hockey player is, but the hockey player just fucking smacked the puck right into his balls.
Francis Ngannou hit him as hard as he could in the balls. He's the former UFC light or heavyweight champion.
Heavyweight. That's another they fuck with them. They're like, hey, we're gonna have a lightweight guy come in and just punch you in the balls. It's okay. He comes around the corner and Aaron's like, that's not a fucking lightweight. The fuck. Anyway, my favorite part of this.
Also, regardless of what weight class someone is, a trained fucking fighter is coming to punch you in the nuts. Full stop. I don't care what their fucking weight class is. No fucking trained fighter is coming in. I'm gonna take a fucking shot to the junk.
I think, you know what? If we all do meet, Kels, we need to make a best of. We'll avoid some of them. David's not gonna like the shit ones. I gotta tell you that, which is fine. But
those are my favorites. I love that dude, Dave England. He's the goat.
Yeah, some of them are just like so much. Dude, the recent one, the Twister one, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, the sauna one.
God. Anyway, my favorite part in that, David, is that they're freaking out, right? And it's funny because the veterans kind of know what to do. The new guys are like freaking the fuck out, but the veterans still kind of have an idea of like what to do. So Aaron's feeling out for the door. He gets the door. He's like, "Hey, Dave, I found the fucking door." And Dave's like fucking like PTSD. He's like, "No, fuck that." They're like, "No, I found the door, Dave."
Like, no, there's bad things through there. Don't go in. Don't do it.
He's like, "No, yeah, sure. I'm sure there's a fucking door." Dave, I'm not fucking lying to you. Just come here. He's like, "No, I'm not doing that." He's like, "All right, fuck you. I'm getting out of here." He opens it, and sure enough, the room is another trap. And just he opens it and walks through, just
gets hit with a frying pan.
There's a frying pan that was hanging in the air, just slams right into the fucking frying pan, falls down on thumbtacks, and there was like mouse traps later on.
So good.
Fucking.
And meanwhile, Chris Pontius is just in the corner with his dick tucked between his legs, doing the Buffalo Bill dance.
No other reason to do that. It's a fantastic thing, but man, I can't see Johnny Knoxville cry. That's like a dad crying, you know. I'm like, no, he gets emotional. I'm not doing this. I can't, dude. It was sweet. I love that during the credits, President Lacey was like, they're like asking like, what do you guys miss the most? And he was like Ryan Dunn, man. It's like, you can't say that, bro. Like, that's I'm excited to go rewatch 2 again. We're gonna binge through this, me and some homies, but like I'm excited to rewatch 2.
I rewatched 1 right after watching the new one, and I need to go back and see 2 and 3 because I remember loving 2 and 3.
Yeah. I wanted to get through the 0.5s as well because there were some crazy ones in 0.5s. I forgot all about 4.5 where it has the best bit that I don't know why it was not in 4 was Poopy's doing a "I'll show me," and just have you seen that one? So Poopies is standing on top of a ladder. He's like, "Hi, I'm Poopies, and I'll show me." He has a sledgehammer and he swings the hammer down to knock the ladder out from underneath them. He just lands on the ground.
Dude, Poopies is awesome. I love that.
He
dude
would fit in the OG crew, especially with how much he's fucked up on drugs. Especially during 4, he was really fucked up. He's sober now, which is good.
Oh yeah.
But he was fucked. He was really fucked up on drugs, which I mean, that's how all the OG guys were for a while. I'm still to this day. I was telling my friend, I'm just surprised Steve was alive. The fact that he's he's clean is crazy. But if you were gonna show me like back in the day, say, hey, who of these people you think is dead? I'm like, Steve, 100%, he's gone. No way.
You know, it's not my kind of humor, but I can at least respect. Not the right word, but the artistry of it.
No,
if only because you know there is a certain level of like it's the same mentality for people that get into wrestling. Like the same people that do wrestling, it's that same mentality, except like it is very targeted to the humor versus like trying to pretend to be an athlete.
Well, like Steve-O's a professionally trained clown.
He went to clown school.
Yep.
Fascinating.
Knoxville should be dead too. Like Knoxville, just how many close calls he's had. It's insane.
Yeah, dude tore his urethra open on a dirt bike. He's gotten like
He
he's
did
gotten
he did
fucked
Evil
by
Knievel,
fools.
right? He did an Evil Knievel thing.
Yeah, they did a whole dedication like to Evil Knievel, like a whole like hour and a half long episode. And one of the stunts was like they're doing backflips, and they're like, "Hey Johnny, do this backflip."
But preface, they said, hey, if it doesn't go right, do not kick away. Hold the fucking bike on you. Like
I don't
if
think
you're
he,
going back, if you're going like up, like if you do like a flip, people like can't
Yep.
like flip back or they just get stuck there. Do not like kick it away or something. They want like hold on to the bike.
yeah,
But he panicked, pushed it off a little bit, and it landed and split his urethra.
yeah, because he kicked
Fuck.
it straight up. Because if you hold on to it, it'll go behind you. Like you'll be fine. But if you kick it away, it's gonna
Just land on him.
gravity's gonna take over. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I was looking at one of the things they didn't do. I think was at the end of 2. I think that we're gonna do a ski mountain with like a bounce house on it, and they were gonna all
Oh
be in
yeah.
there as like the end credit or the beginning credit. And they were like all like, I don't want to do it, but fuck it, we'll do it. But then they stopped because they had to have the 500-pound machine that blew the air into it following along them. We're like, that's just gonna crush us. No, we're not gonna fucking do that. So that's the only skit they all said no to because yeah.
Well, it's pretty funny too because I think it's that same movie is where Danger Aaron like technically broke his back whenever they're doing the sweaty fat fucks and they're going down the snow hill
Yeah.
and he does like the flip and lands on his back. I think he like breaks his back.
Yeah. There's a Red Rocket one they do, David, where they just put Johnny Knoxville on a rocket, just like with like a cape and everything. He should have died on there because they tested it out and it was fine. They put him on there. I'm Johnny Knoxville. This is the big red rocket, and they do it, but like a second into it, it explodes. And David, so he's holding onto a rocket right here. I swear to God, like maybe a foot away, maybe even less than that. It just jettisoned out, and if he was just 1 foot over, it would just pierce right into them, dude.
Fucking hell.
And then they fix it and just go right back to
Yeah,
it.
do it again. And then even the crew's like, yeah, this is why he's our leader. We're not doing that shit.
So going back to the car and the asshole thing, like the thing that so seeing it again was
like
so
out of
good.
context is so funny. David's like, what the fuck are you talking car in the asshole?
But I don't think we got to see the clip beforehand, right? Of Steve.
I don't think we actually got to see the car taken out of the asshole.
So
Well, the whole thing is like the whole pitch is like they're gonna stick a car up their asshole and then go get an X-ray of it and
say
fuck
like,
with
hey,
the
my
X-ray. tech.
yeah, they're like my ass hurts. What's wrong with it? They get an X-ray. It's supposed to be Steve-O, and Steve was like, I don't want to disappoint my dad by doing this, which
That
is
was-
funny
okay,
because
there we go.
it which is funny because like he became just
Why is that the limit?
well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's funny because later on, it's like no, he started doing everything with that. So he's like, yeah, that
Yeah, he starts butt chugging stuff. He
Yeah.
starts shoving everything up his ass.
yeah, he literally that's his shtick, just like the last.
Oh,
two
it's a
movies.
little too gay for my dad. I can't do that.
Yeah, no, but at this point now he doesn't give a shit, which is funny. But so Ryan Dunn's like, all right, I'll do it. So they got a condom, they put a toy car in it, put it up his ass, and he's like walking there, X-ray. It's so funny. It's like the best doctor you could have had for that too, because he speaks. He's just like he's trying to
Yeah,
understand.
he's like slightly foreign, so he's just like he doesn't understand like why this would happen. or
Yeah, so
what
like in
happened.
Spanish, he's talking to like his like assistant or something. He's like, I don't know, they were having sex or something that night or something, and someone just shoved a toy car up his ass when they were fucking or something, and they never said anything about that. He's like, I was at a party and I passed out, but the doctor's like, yeah, they had sex or something.
To be fair, I imagine it is more common than we actually expect to have to pull strange shit out of people's asses.
No, well, because he wasn't pulling anything. He was just doing X-rays, and so his X-ray, which I wish he had a poster of it. I turned around to my friends. I'm like, I want a poster of
Oh,
that.
dude.
It'd be such
Yeah.
a cool
Wait, so they
poster.
just got the X-ray. They didn't actually have the doctor pull anything out.
No, and they asked him to. Like, that's not my job. But like the X-ray is perfect, David. I'm gonna find a picture of it so you can just see. It's the
All
funniest.
right, while you're pulling that up, I gotta pee real quick. So you have all the time in the world to.
And
look
there's-
for that.
And the funniest thing about it too is like there's no foresight to it, like to position it right for the X-ray. So
Yeah.
just somehow, some way, he got it perfectly.
It's just it looks like I don't even want to believe it. If it was like made now, I'm like, that's a Photoshop or something, like that's
Yeah, like I remember being like, how can they tell that's it's a toy car? Then like you rewatch it, you're sitting there looking at it, you're like,
Yeah,
yep,
that's a toy car."
definitely a toy car.
absolutely is a toy car. Let's see, pull this up on here. God. That one was good. Poopy just does so much. I my favorite line that one was Poopy say he's gonna do this, and he's like, I didn't say I'd do that, but I will do that. Oh man.
Or there's like a fuck, what was it, the cock ring with the shocking thing? He's like, no, fuck it, I'm not doing that. He's like, yeah, no, I'll do it.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. There's like he's gonna do that. He's like, I didn't say I would do that, but I'll do that. And then he gets hurt and he just keeps
Oh
going.
no, I think that was the Botox one. They're like, Poopy is like, no, all right.
Yeah, probably that one. His lips are just so, and they keep panning to him. His lips are just fucked up the entire fucking movie.
Before going to the movie, I seen a meme. It was like Poopy's the whole movie, and it was like an emoji that was all glammed up. I'm like, okay, what is that?
And then you saw it, yeah.
Like, oh,
And then
yeah,
they even numb his
that's
ass
it.
too. Like, yeah, usually put a number there, but we won't do that. Like, just for no reason. There's no reason. The skin is his lips are fucked up, but it does hurt him too. Whatever. Oh man. I loved going through some of those ones though. It was truly something. It was really cool. Like a greatest hits.
Oh yeah, for sure.
David, go ahead and open up the root, and there's a picture of it. It looks fake, but I promise you that's a real X-ray.
Looks like an album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So imagine you're this foreign doctor. This white guy comes in and just says, "Hey, I just something feels weird whenever I walk." Just sees that, and they even said it's un carrito. Like but it was like the doctor was cool. He's like, "Look, you're gonna go straight there. You don't tell anyone." They pointed his friend who had a hidden camera. Like, don't tell
He's
anyone.
like,
And he points to his friend.
he knows
That-
too much.
That one, he knows too much already. You go there alone. Don't say anything. Don't tell anyone. Just go there and
You
just
the
get-
bro.
Yeah, he was like actually looking out for him. He was. There was one funny shot where one of the assistant just looks like disgusted with the fucking X-ray. It just gets a good shot of her just looking, just what the fuck. Oh man, Jackass. It's funny that really did define a lot of my humor. Just where I'm at with that.
Oh, yeah.
For better or worse, but it was cool because I brought like my old friend from like high school, and then I brought him with like one of my other friends now that like very much would still do Jackass stuff if he could right now. And there was one where they did the electro muscles, and they get the tattoo and stuff. They looked at each other across from me, and they looked at each other like, "You down? I'm down. All right, let's do it." I'm like, all right, what have I created? I'll be the camera guy for all this. Oh boy. But yeah, Jackass, best and last, fantastic. I don't know if there's anything else on that end. David, what'd you get this week?
Hell yeah, I got a bunch of shit I don't physically have to show off. So I got a NVIDIA Shield. I finally caved and got one of those bad boys. Wish I'd gotten one sooner, in all seriousness. I self-host all my media, and the amount of apps that can go ahead and just stream everything from my home server to the NVIDIA Shield, fucking pristine. I've been able to retire a lot of old beat up laptops that were just there for the purpose of being a TV box, and it works fucking great. The only weird oddity is that the audio balancing is really off on it. The audio was just fine on my TV before, but now playing it through the Shield, we have to like, we used to be able to just listen to shit at like a 10, a 13, somewhere in that range. Now we're having to bump it up to like fucking 50 to fucking hear stuff playing. So it's a little weird. But from everything I was reading up, it's because the Shield expects that you actually have like a sound system to be hooking it into. So it's like, all right, fair, I guess. But yeah, no, I absolutely actually really like my Shield. Worth it if you don't already have a device for streaming your media to a TV from. I might bite the bullet a little bit down the road and just buy a second one for downstairs. I highly recommend. I like that. I got a new 4K webcam that we're streaming this on. Dropped a little over $100 for this. No, dropped a little over $100 for this, just to basically say I bought basically the best fucking rated camera because I could, for this and for another project we're quietly working on. I bought a new capture card. Got the Elgato 4K-S there. So my old one that I was using, the fucking Acker Media Live 2. I still love this little guy. This guy would be phenomenal if you
Those things are
only
really good.
need. Yeah, these things are phenomenal, and I love that it's the only capture card where it's all self-contained. Like you can just go ahead, connect it, everything you want to it, and then it just records on its own. You don't need to hook it up to a secondary device.
Yeah,
Fucking love that.
my Smash scene had a bunch of those just to like let them all record locally. That way you can get as much matches to put on YouTube as I could. And I'm like, that's a fantastic idea for those.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. The biggest flaw of this though is that this is still in the era where USB fucking micro was common and not USB-C. So truly more than anything, I just wanted a fucking capture card that used USB-C. But honestly, I just wanted to start recording in 4K, which is what led me to a fucking journey of what I went through. So I'll save that for what I did this week. But it was a fucking journey I went through with that.
What'd you do this week?
All right. So what I did this week is I've been playing a bunch of games. I played a lot of WWF No Mercy, got a lot of footage recorded for that, and that began my bizarre fucking journey with this capture card. So went through, recorded. I didn't initially think anything of it. So the way that my capture set up for retro consoles is that I have a RetroTink 4K, which is like a nearly now because of price increase and everything. It's like nearly $1,000 scaler to use to make all your retro dreams come true. Get everything looking beautiful on a gorgeous 4K TV, accepts every media input that's ever existed, and the community supporting behind it is phenomenal. The creator of it still does a ton to update the firmware even to this day. I can't recommend the RetroTink line of products enough. I've been a buyer of them all the way since the original RetroTink 2X. I have had every iteration of the RetroTink, and truly the 4K is fucking chef's kiss. But I have to say that I didn't initially catch this because my setup is that I have I set up my N64, a stock N64. I don't have any special mods in it or anything, and I still forgot to get S-video cables for my 64 because I don't ever really touch my N64. I know this is sacrilege for a lot of people what I'm about to say. N64's only got like 5 fucking good games on it, with half of them being Zelda. So like I don't I barely touched my 64, so I never got around to getting S-video cables for it.
My 64.
I don't like it at all. It is the Zelda and Mario machine, and occasionally the Mario Party and the other weird oddity that I sometimes want to play. But otherwise than that,
Bomberman.
I can play Banjo on other platforms. I can play a million different. I can play Bomberman on PS1.
I'm just saying 64 in general. Yeah, I guess if you're
Talking about things that are explicitly exclusive to N64, there's not much anymore.
Some of the Bombermans are. I feel like they are pretty exclusive. I don't think they ever got ported.
I think only Bomberman Wars is exclusive.
I mean, there's no Bomberman Wars. There's Bomberman Hero and Bomberman 64.
I'm thinking of the Japanese title. I think, yeah,
64, 64 2, and then Hero.
Yeah. I think PS1 is where Bomberman Hero was called Wars or something like that.
There's a handful of games on there. I know I'd have to go through and look my list, but
I mean, you're right. You know what? I forgot about Wetrix. The water physics Tetris. You know that is still exclusive.
Tetris 3D, is that on there?
Yes.
I'm a 64 fan though. I get that.
Fair enough. But I am not. I touch my N64 like once every 3 years or some shit. So I went ahead, pulled it out, started playing some No Mercy to capture footage on that. And so I have it set up so it goes from composite to the RetroTink. And normally I would be using Scanlines because the Scanline emulation on the RetroTink is fucking immaculate. But whenever you record Scanlines, it looks like shit every fucking time. So I was like, all right, we'll just do raw settings for this. And I got it all set up. And then that was going to the capture card. Now, I didn't register this because in my brain, what was happening is that as I was watching the scaler scale everything still into a 4:3 aspect ratio on the screen, but still stretched to where it filled the majority of the screen the way I needed it to, but it was still keeping the aspect ratio. I looked at my screen on the computer doing the capture, and it just looked like 4:3 footage. Thought nothing of it. Didn't think anything of it until I got to the second game that I was playing, and I'm still in the middle of playing, which is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD remix. I'm at Agrabah right now. And when I started capturing footage for Kingdom Hearts, I realized something, which is for some reason the capture card was only capturing at 720p. And I'm like, why the fuck is this 4K capture card only capturing at 720p? And so I'm like, oh, it's because for some reason, AverMedia has Linux support. Elgato does not. So I'm like, all right, fuck me, I guess. So I go and I start doing some searching. Thankfully, the community's got my back. There are community-based drivers for Linux for the Elgato. Perfect. I go ahead, I set it up. In the nature of community tools, there's no graphic interface for it. It's all command line, not a problem. I know my way around a terminal prompt. I go ahead, I get it set up. Still, for some fucking reason, I cannot get it on my Linux side of my primary laptop, which is a framework laptop, which is more relevant a little bit later here in the story. I cannot get it to record above 720p, even with the community drivers. Can't fucking comprehend why. Makes no goddamn sense. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I keep a Windows hard drive on this laptop for a reason, because once in a while I run into like a weird thing that I just can't get to work in Linux. So I swallow my pride, switch over to Windows. Windows, then I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and boot this up. It's only capturing in 1080p. That's fucking weird. All right, well, you know what? To be fair, didn't install the drivers because this is Windows and I need to worry about doing all this shit. So I go through, download all the firmware, download all the drivers, get that all set up. Still, for some fucking reason, can't get it to go ahead and fucking record anything above 1080p. So now I'm diving through the manuals, I'm diving through support threads, and basically what I was able to ascertain is that for some reason on framework laptops specifically, even it is not able to use the two 10 gigabit per second USB-C ports and use them at full capacity. So even though the framework laptops have two USB ports that can do 10 gigabits per second, the Elgato, even on Windows with the full correct drivers and firmware updates, are not able to utilize that. They're only able to get the 5 gigabits per second, and so it hard locks it to only getting 1080p footage. So I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I bought a fucking 4K capture card. I'm gonna get 4K footage. And so I'm like, what the fuck else do I have laying around? And then I remember I have two Macs laying around. And I'm like, I have the M4 Mac Mini, but it's like the base model, but it's still like double the fucking, almost triple the power of my MacBook Neo. I don't want to set up a whole fucking computer in the bedroom because right now my recording situation is literally my nightstand in my bedroom. I have a computer monitor arm similar to what this fucking microphone is on that holds a 4K monitor that swings out. So I just have a 32-inch 4K monitor that swings out into my bed. And I just have whatever console playing and all my recording equipment on the rest of the top of my nightstand. And so I'm like, fucking, I don't want to set this up. So I'm like, you know what? For giggles, I don't know. I'll fucking try it on the Neo. And fucking, as much as I shit on fucking Apple and a lot of the shit they do, and they deserve a lot of the shit I give them, fucking MacBook Neo encodes 4K video like it's fucking nothing. No problem, no firmware, no driver updates needed. I just set the bit rate to an insane value, and I just told OBS, all right, just fucking take this 4K video, bro. And OBS is like, on a Mac, you got it. No fucking problem. We do that. So I've been recording Kingdom Hearts 4K footage on my MacBook fucking Neo, and it's just been chugging like the little champ it is.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you, it's easy sometimes, dude. I don't want to tinker with shit, just make it work.
Yeah, so shout outs to, again, every so often I have to give Apple fucking credit. Windows and Linux both did fucking nothing. Granted, partially because of the fact that my laptop itself, my fucking workhorse, my framework laptop, has a weird fucking hardware limitation with Elgato. But you know what? Weirdly, Max came through in the end for me. So I guess it's a good thing that I did dip into some Apple products when they were dirt cheap.
Oh yeah.
No shit.
But speaking on those games real quick, I'm not going to go into too much detail about them, but just high level. Man, I appreciate going back to old Aki wrestling games because it's always good both from like a gaming historian standpoint and like a wrestling fan standpoint to going back to old Aki games, because Aki to me will always mostly be fucking WCW game devs and Virtua Pro devs. No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 were their only WWF licensed games they did. Everything else they did was either Virtua Pro or WCW. It's interesting going back to their games because really at the end of the day they are some of the most easiest to pick up and play. But as much as it is enjoyable to kind of go back to it, there's a lot of things from like modern wrestling game perspective where I'm just like, this is fucking rough. But man, we talked about this in text a little bit, but like I would love to see Aki have a modern game again. I don't think they're unfortunately around anymore because Aki went out to do Def Jam, and that series is fucking phenomenal, minus Icon, which they had no involvement in, so of course. But like, Def Jam was basically their mastered formula for what they were doing on the N64. And it fucking shows in a lot of ways. And it is a shame that like there really isn't that proper modern wrestling game that hits that formula well. AEW Fight Forever tried to emulate it, but it didn't hit the mark in a lot of ways.
Well,
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
And Kingdom Hearts, man, revisiting that game again, for like the umpteenth time, it is still so weird playing the Final Mix version because I played a shit ton of OG Kingdom Hearts on PS2, and I played like a little bit of Final Mix when the Fran translation first dropped many moons ago. But like, I'll never get over the weirdest thing to me is still the fucking weird aspect of a lot of the Heartless are suddenly super colorful now. And it's just so weird because like the predominant Heartless color was black and purple.
Yeah,
And
now
then
you have
like
like pink monkeys.
yeah, you got pink monkeys, fucking you have like the guard armor, which has like a fucking rainbow look to it. And I'm like, this motherfucker was literally just steel and purple colored. Where the fuck is this rainbow effect coming on this fucker? And yeah, no, I mean it's still a grand old time. The only other issue I have is goddamn Final Mix had so much grinding to it. I want to do the super boss fight this time around because I didn't do the super bosses on my last run through of Final Mix just because I just want to enjoy the game. But because I'm trying to also grab footage now, I'm like, well, I gotta do the super bosses. If I'm going ahead and capturing footage, I can't not do the super bosses. And
Well,
the
it's one of those
amount
things too, like if you don't pick the right choice at the very start of the game, it can kind of fuck you out of like a Not fuck you out of anything, but it can make it a lot harder for you.
It makes it a lot harder. So here, I'm glad you brought that up. So real quick, like in OG Kingdom Hearts 1, I was always pure Unga Bunga. You pick the sword, you get rid of defense, and you just swing and enjoy life.
Hey, that's fine if you want your combos. That's how you get them quick.
Exactly. Final Mix made magic not suck in Kingdom Hearts 1. And so when I first played through Final Mix to help the wife go through and experience Kingdom Hearts 1, because she would get stuck on the Maleficent boss fight. So I'd be like, all right, let me just help out here. And then I was like, fuck, I don't remember how to play this game. Let me just start over from the beginning. And so I played through it to, remember how to fucking play Kingdom Hearts 1. And I was like, oh shit, okay. They made magic not suck to the point that, like, when I replayed it with my wife, I still did my OG pick sword, sacrifice defense, go unga bunga, and it fucking sucked. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna trust in the fact that magic doesn't suck anymore. And I picked the fucking staff and sacrifice defense because I'm still unga bunga at heart when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. I'm never gonna take defense.
Shield first, buddy.
No, absolutely not. The only reason shield. No, the only thing that shield is good for is getting all of your grinding and item finding abilities early. That is the only thing shield is good for.
Yeah, you get leaf bracer earlier. That shit's fire.
Yeah, you don't get leaf bracer to like level 90 with fucking staff. Which, so I'm like, I guess I'll die. All right, fine, fuck it. But no, so it's kind of one of those things where what you do get right away at level 6 is the fucking combo finisher that deals damage based on your max MP. And where when you go with the staff, you have the highest MP total of the other builds. It's like, I just fucking win. This combo finisher clears almost every mob by itself. Okay, Miss Staff, I didn't know you played ball. Okay. So I don't even put on I mean, granted, in Kingdom Hearts 1, you should be putting on combos extenders anyways. You deal so much less damage when you use the combo extenders. They're a trap. So whenever y'all revisit, I mean, Kels, I know you just replayed through Kingdom Hearts 1. But Adrian, whenever you go to play Kingdom Hearts 1, never invest your AP in the combo extenders. It's a trap. You deal so much less damage doing that. You do so much more damage just having short, fast combos.
There are a few of them that feel good just because they help with movement. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, like if you start getting into the weird shit where you're using, like, what is it, like Sonic Blade, where you're able to like blitz across the field there's some like those where it's like, okay, having those combo extenders can be really cool for that. Because there's a lot of niche strategies you can employ with that, especially against like Sephiroth. Some of those are really useful against Sephiroth. But it's kind of one of those things where it's like, if 99% of the time you never want the combo extender on. You do so much more damage without it.
Final Mix is so weird too, because like I remember playing the OG and like there's a lot of times like you'll just throw on an ability, use your AP, and it's just on for the rest of the game. Like you just don't ever take it off, you'll fuck with it. But in Final Mix, it's like, okay, I'm going into this fight, I have to swap around some shit, I have to take off my treasure magnet because that's not useful right now, throw this other thing on, I
gotta take off scan, even though, man, I really like being able to see how far I got left in this fucking boss fight, but I guess we'll just go off of vibes. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like Final Mix turns into more of an RPG, or more of like the modern ideas of an RPG, right?
Yeah, and again, it's just so much more grindy. Like there's Ultimate Weapon in OG Kingdom Hearts. Ultimate Weapon wasn't that hard to get. You go ahead, you grind a couple enemies for resources, you're fine. But in Final Mix, you have to grind enemies which are RNG based to spawn, and then have an RNG on whether they drop the items you're looking for or not. So you're grinding RNG on top of RNG, and they're all unique enemies to Final Mix, and just to go ahead and potentially get what you need to make Ultimate Weapon. Which is fucking ridiculous. And normally, again, I wouldn't put the effort into it because honestly, in Kingdom Hearts 1, Ultimate Weapon is not even the best Keyblade. The fucking Rose is. The Rose is the best fucking Keyblade in the game for Kingdom Hearts 1. Depending your build, sometimes the one from Halloween Town is the best Keyblade. It just depends how much you like gambling with critical hits and shit. But for me personally, I've never found the Ultimate Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts 1 worth it. However,
I think
you
it's
need
technically it's not the best Keyblade in any of them. I think there's technically like at least one or two that are like above it.
I think 2 is like the only one where it's like it's really worth having the Ultimate Keyblade.
Well, because you can equip multiple.
Fair, yeah. Oh man, fucking 2 is just fucking perfection. Goddamn. One day we'll talk about that game at length.
We'll be there
Uh,
soon.
yeah, we just got a little bit to go. But the other thing is though is that like because I want to do the super bosses, I even have to grind the mini games because one of the super boss requirements is you need to basically fill out the entire journal.
Hmm.
And it's just one of those things where it's like if I wasn't trying to capture footage, I wouldn't bother with this again. But spending so many time on some of the mini games is just a fucking slog. I don't want to. They're so grindy. Some of them are so fucking boring. But I really want to do the boss fight. One, because I just haven't done the super boss fight since Final Mix before. And again, two, I'm trying to get footage for it. But as a Kingdom Hearts fan, knowing who one of the super boss fights is, I kind of want to do it because in OG Kingdom Hearts 1, there was only two super boss fights. There was Kurt Ziza, who's nothing. Like Kurt Ziza was basically just the name of a kid that won a contest, and so their
Yeah.
name got to be the name of a super boss. And Sephiroth. Like fucking everyone knows Sephiroth. And Sephiroth definitely earns the fucking name of a super boss in Kingdom Hearts because fucking Christ. Kurt Ziza is only hard because you're flying, and the flying mechanics in Kingdom Hearts is ass.
Ass.
Yeah.
So bad.
It's so fucking horrible. But that's the only reason why Kurt Ziza is hard. But Kingdom Hearts Final Mix as another super boss, which is a character that leads into Kingdom Hearts 2 / Birth by Sleep. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like if you know the series already, that's a boss fight that's really fucking cool, especially when you see the two Keyblades come out and you're like, oh, hi Oblivion, I recognize you. And it's just one of those frustrating things where it's like, why is it so grindy to fucking get to that? The only caveat is technically you can still do the super boss fights if you're playing on the hardest difficulty, but I'm also not investing the resources playing on the hardest fucking difficulty because goddamn does the hardest difficulty fucking expect you to have a mastery of the game, and I do not. I love Kingdom Hearts. I will never be good enough to play it on the hardest difficulty. Shout outs to everyone that can play it on proud mode. I am not one of you.
No, Proud and Critical and 2, it's like it's kind of like putting your nuts in a vice. That's just never like I don't understand how people have fun with that shit.
Yeah, people are like, oh, I played Devil May Cry on fucking Devil May Cry mode. It's fun. I got no, asshole. Like, picture Dark Souls with like a Final Fantasy combat menu system. Now try doing that with that kind of a difficulty setting. Fuck off. It's so fucking obnoxious. But yeah, I fucking love this series. Like going back to it and experiencing all the characters again. They're all wonderful. There are definitely some worlds that are more boring than others.
Oh yeah.
Shout outs to the horror scape that is Deep Jungle. I finished that up. I never have to do it again, potentially in my lifetime, because I will die on this hill that Deep Jungle deserved to only ever be in one Kingdom Hearts game because it is the worst fucking world to navigate. But yeah, no, that's everything I've been doing. I've been having fun with my capture card and unfortunately appreciating Max more because of it.
Nice. Kels, what'd you get?
I am empty-handed, other than my shirt I talked about last week, my obsession shirt, which I'm very
Hell
happy
yeah.
about.
Gotta watch that still.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get the wife to watch it with me because like it's one of those things that's been slowly seeping into like her day-to-day life. Like I talked about it and then like she was at work, someone mentioned it. I think she's seen like something else somewhere online and mentioned it to me. So now I'm gonna be like, oh, it's out on digital. You think we should watch it? But she's not like a horror movie person at all.
Yeah, so my wife. My wife gets bored with horror movies because she doesn't find them scary, and unless they're like really interesting practical effects, she's just bored by them. So like I mentioned Obsession, she just rolled her eyes, but she is interested in Hokum, so we might watch that soon at least. But
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to try to find time on my own to watch Obsession.
Highly recommend. It's very good. Still one of my favorites this year. But other than that, didn't get anything. Well, I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 2. Been playing through that.
Yeah, because you skipped Chain of Memories, right?
Yeah, skip Chain of Memories. I did not want to fuck with that game right now. I I I left off on Kingdom Hearts 1 on a super high note. I had so much fun with it. Brought back a lot of like good nostalgic memories. And just made me want to dive in even deeper because 2 was the one that like everyone else, like 1's great, but 2, this is
2 is
art.
the best in the series, just full
This is
stop.
art.
Like,
This is a masterpiece. And
well, speaking as a Chain of Memory diehard, like I will defend that game to my dying breath as my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. This is me saying that as much as I think Chain of Memories is my favorite game, unequivocally 2 is the best game in the series, just full stop.
oh yeah, no, it's up there as like one of my goats of all time. It's so good. And just diving back into it's one of those things like it's been so long since I played it, and I have never played like the remix or final mix version
Same,
of
I
it.
haven't played Final Mix of it at all.
So this feels like almost like a whole new game to me, but it has those moments where I'm like, oh fuck yes, I remember this. This feels like a nice warm hug. Uh, and so I'm finishing up through. I don't know how to do it without many spoilers. The first arc that you go through.
Adrian, take your headphones off for a second.
Okay, don't get too in the weeds of conversations with the game.
No, we won't, but I just want to.
I'm just wrapping up the first, like getting through Roxas's story, essentially. Yeah. So we're getting to the parts with the mansion. I think it actually breaks it down to you, like how much percent until Sora awakens, and I'm thinking about like
Yes.
70 or 80. So it's just a few more hours, like an hour or two, and I'm gonna be there.
Man, that game hurts so much when you go back to it in retrospect with everything that happens in like Birth by Sleep and
Right.
fucking 35 and a half days. Like fucking Christ. That it is still criminal to me that 35 and a half or 358 and a half days is the fucking cutscene thing. Same with Birth by Sleep. I hate that those are cutscene only on the collection.
And from what I've seen, like, because I've been getting recommended a bunch of like YouTube essays and stuff, like Birth by Sleep's like one that people love. So that's
Yeah.
another one I just never got.
Both
the
of
chance
them
to
are
play.
phenomenal, and unfortunately, so much of the story is in the actual gameplay.
Right.
There is an
That's-
insane amount of like plot revelations you miss if you just are watching cutscenes.
Right. Yeah, and that's what it kind of feels like too. Because even playing 1 and 2, like there's so much that you get just from like the interpersonal stuff, from like walking around or like opening up a menu whenever you go to talk to like a merchant or something like that. Right. Like
Yeah,
there's so much that you get out of that you just won't whenever you watch the scenes.
exactly. So one day when we're all going through the entire franchise, because inevitably it's going to happen, I think that is the key thing. Is we're going to have to try to convince Adrian to play the other games and actually play them and not just watch the cutscenes on the collection.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things I definitely want to do, especially before 4, because it's something that I just haven't done, especially as a
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts fan. I need to, so I'll definitely want to get around to doing that.
Yeah, I want to do that for the wife too, because the wife hasn't played anything past Chain of Memories.
Right.
And because I was taking her through, I'm like, all right, we're going on this journey, and I wanted her to get through it, and I tried not spoiling Kingdom Hearts 3, and you played through 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm like, oh man, all the trailers are coming out now for Kingdom Hearts 4, and I'm like, okay, I can show you some of this, but some of this doesn't make sense without a certain context because of something fascinating that's going on within Kingdom Hearts 3. And she's like, just fucking tell me, because I just really want to know. I'm like, fucking Sora's dead. He's like, oh, what the fuck? All right. So oh man, I wanted to get her through the whole journey, and again, playing it now, I'm so excited to be going through the journey again. Inevitably, with this project that we haven't really talked about yet, we'll get there. It'll happen. I may potentially just blitz through it faster than this journey, just because I want the wife to experience the journey as well. But at least I can record shit along the way. All right,
Right.
come back. Adrian,
good,
come
Adrian.
back. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me. Yeah, so that was so weird that like fucking Ferb just showed up and just shat in Sora's mouth.
Why would he do that, man?
Yeah, it's so weird, fucking every time that it's happened, the doctor got like 5 nickels, so it's weird that it happened 5
It's
times.
gone awoke.
So I've been playing that, and as David mentioned, been playing a little bit of WWF No Mercy. Uh, it's it's another one of those things. So playing Kingdom Hearts been super nostalgic, and then going back and playing these old wrestling games super nostalgic to me. But admittedly, I
Especially the
didn't.
roster, like, holy
Right.
shit.
That's the big part for me. Seeing the roster, seeing all the so so I'm playing for the hardcore title with Chris Benoit,
Oof.
and one of the first arcs is like Shawn Michaels is like my mentor. and so when
Ooh.
and so like whenever we're wrestling, his emo is he's doing his pelvic thrust. And it's just so fucking good with that age of like the graphics and the animation. I forget who it was. They're like all the animations and like emotes for the characters is just so fucking good, especially whenever it's like that age of like WWF and like seeing like all the wrestlers that they have.
It's even funnier when you know that, like, most of the old WWF games, the Hardy Boys were the ones that did the mocap for almost everything.
That's awesome. That's so fucking funny.
But man, like the roster in No Mercy is such a weird time capsule because it was basically you had the height of the fucking tag team division for WWF at that point. You had Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, Right to Censor. You had fucking New Age Outlaws, so many other fucking groups that were going on. You had Austin Rock, you had Triple H starting to come to his rise to power, because that was actually the birth of the McMahon Helmsley regime. You had Mick Foley's retirement match. So he was Commissioner Foley for a while during this period. There's just so much weird bit of history, and this was basically right before the collapse of WCW. So it's like the last like pure WWF timeline that happens. Cause like, yeah, you got some WCW folks because when they came over as the Radicals, because you got Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, Chris Benoit, um, and man, to see what becomes of some of those wrestlers over time. I think one day when we do a breakdown of a lot of this, I just want to show Adrian a lot of wrestling promos for some of these folks because it's still to this day. I mean, especially Eddie. Eddie has some of the best fucking promos in the business. Full stop. Eddie's promo about addiction to Brock Lesnar is still fucking one of the top 5 promos of all time, as far as I'm concerned. But then also you have the unfortunate shit like Harry Saturn would go on to date a mop.
Or
Uh,
didn't Stevie Richards have that storyline too at one point? Like he was, or was it a broom that he had?
he had a broom for a little bit, and then there was the Head Cheese tag team where fucking Al Snow teamed up with fucking Steve Blackman and tried to get him to actually have a comedy gimmick against his will, which in itself was a fucking hilarious kind of thing. But man, like that's just such a wild time capsule. And again, it's still so weird to think like as popular as WWF is right now, which it shouldn't be, it really shouldn't be, WWE should not be popular. It's so insane to think about the fact that like as big as wrestling is right now, it's still not as big as it was back then.
Right. And that's the crazy part about it too, is like there is a part of me that's like, damn, it's kind of crazy that professional wrestling's still a thing, but whenever you look back at it, it's like, holy shit, this was like a pop culture phenomenon back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Really?
like the Nielsen ratings were in like the sevens for so long for fucking wrestling. Like the hundreds of millions of fucking viewers going on for fucking wrestling back then.
Hmm.
And it's why it's so bizarre to think that like modern wrestling wishes it could get even a fraction of the ratings they used to get. And I still think of wrestling as huge because it is still global, it's still
Yeah.
everywhere, but it's not like it was in the 90s, and that's so fucking weird to think about.
No, it definitely is. But yeah, playing through this game, it made me realize something. It's like I'm almost certain that after playing this, I realized most of my like wrestling game like experience was more on the PS2. Like I played more like the Shut Your
Mm.
Mouth. I
Oh
think
yeah, when SmackDown hit its groove.
Oh yeah, whenever because it turned into like almost a Madden franchise. I feel like they're pumping out like one or
Yes.
two a year. Like they were trying because they did Know Your
Yeah.
Role like 1 and 2. Like they did sequels.
Yeah, so
And
it started with SmackDown on PS1 because what ended up happening was that for a short period of time, Acclaim had the wrestling
Don't
license for
get too
WWE.
deep into history of the games that we're gonna repeat.
Fair enough. So I'll just give the TLDR of it. Acclaim originally had the license, lost the license. Then Aki got the license for a short bit of time. Aki lost the license, and then it became Uke/Jax Pacific. And then from there, that's when we got the SmackDown series. Then, we had SmackDown 1, SmackDown 2. Then on the PS2, we had Know Your Role, Here Comes the Pain. And then that eventually led into the yearly releases, which were the SmackDown versus Raw. And
Yeah.
I will still say to this day, SmackDown Raw 2006 is the best fucking WWF wrestling game, just full stop.
yeah, it was so good. I love the one they introduced the ECW roster too.
The 2008 one,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. Yeah, there were some things I really liked about 2008, but 2008 felt like the beginning of where it was really going downhill.
Oh yeah.
2007 had some interesting gimmicks to it, but 2007 was also where they started to cut back on a lot of the creative character stuff. And as someone that spent a lot of time in creative character in wrestling games, that was like a ooh for me. But that was also with the ECW when they started also doing a lot of microtransaction shit. Because if I remember correctly, that was one of the wrestling games where at the same time Legends of WrestleMania was out. And so the only way you could unlock some characters into SmackDown versus Raw and in Legends of WrestleMania was to not only have save data for both games, but to buy DLC for both games. And then they would cross unlock in the other games.
Shameful.
Agreed.
But yeah, that's why I've been playing.
Nice.
What about you, Adrian? What have you been up to?
Real quick, actually, on the subject of wrestling before we shuffle on, shout outs. Today is the 30th anniversary of the birth of the NWO. Shout outs to something that basically allowed the Monday Night Wars to exist and would forever change the landscape of wrestling forever. Without the NWO, we don't have WWE. We don't have the death of WCW. For modern fans, we don't have Bullet Club without NWO. There's just so much in wrestling that doesn't happen without the NWO, which is insane that it's already been 30 fucking years since Hulk Hogan was revealed to be the third man.
Okay. So I have a handful of things.
Hell yeah.
I want to start with first. I wanted TV. I'm gonna mention that real quick.
Hell yeah.
Went to the game when it was Mexico versus Ecuador. I was just doing Spider-Man just for the fun of it. I'm like, I'll trust up a Spider-Man. I bought a sombrero for like $40 the day before. I'm like, cool. Wore my jersey over it. I'm like, I don't need to get crazy with it. Just Spider-Man costume, sombrero with the jersey. That's fine. I walk in and they're like, hey, there's a costume contest. Go up there in about half an hour. I'm like, all right. I couldn't hear shit. Dude, the fucking mask, and it was a dark venue, but there's a mask, and I couldn't see fucking shit. So the girlfriend had to like lead me around. It was hard to hear in there too. On stage, they get the thing out there, and I can't hear. I'm asking her. She's like, she can't hear either because it's like that venue they use is like for concerts too. So like the speakers were facing outward, so we couldn't hear anything. And I was like, did I get anywhere? She's like, oh, I think you got a gift card or something. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. And then as I'm trying to like walk off, they're like pointing at the TV, like, no, that's yours. I'm like, oh,
shit. All right. Is it a good one?
Nah, I mean it's not, but I mean I'm not gonna complain. It's 55-inch TV. I'm not gonna.
Fair.
I'm not gonna say
Free TV is free TV either way. But
yeah, 100%. It's like not the craziest thing, but I mean, whatever. I didn't think I was doing it for fun. Then what was it? That let's see. I'll go through some of the movies because the Criterion sale is up right now. 50% off Criterion's means go buy all the movies that you've been wanting to buy.
well, you still can.
Yeah, physical stuff.
Yeah.
I love that people are like trying to do the whole thing. Like, when's the last time you bought a movie? I'm like, motherfucker, 2 days ago. Fuck off.
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong motherfucker with that thing, dude. Don't ask me. I got a podcast. I show what I buy every week. Fuck off. Okay. So I got House,
Hausu. Nice. Good movie.
Scanners,
Another
Mm.
good movie.
All That Jazz. I'm very excited to watch this one. I've never seen this one.
Heard good things about it.
The 4K came out of Fire
Ooh,
Walk with Me, so I had to get the 4K. I have the Blu-ray there, but upgrade to 4K because yeah.
fair.
Wally.
Yeah, fair.
Rewatched. I got to about halfway through Toy Story 3, but then had another cat emergency with another cat, so I had to stop there. But Wally surprised me how much I knew I loved it, but that shot to the top of my Pixar thing, sans Toy Story 3. Wally's fucking incredible. Like that's one of the movies that you watch the first like 2 minutes of, and you're like, holy shit, this is gonna be a movie. Forgot a lot about it, but I just knew I still loved it, and yeah, no, it that thing clears so much. And then yeah, I got through Up as well, and Up is fucking awesome too.
Yeah.
Just bangers. The three right there, dude. Wally, Up, and Toy Story 3, like that's greatest run right there, dude. Broadcast news,
Oh, that's fucking good.
Sentimental Value, which that was on.
Never heard of that one.
This is new too, which I think
Yeah.
hopped on there real quick. Network,
Oh, yes.
And-
Fantastic.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Hell yeah.
So got some movie nights coming up here. Okay, that's that. Let's see. I got more. My stupid GameStop $5 a month credit thing was expiring, so I had to just run there and look for something, and I found Harry Potter on Xbox. I'm like, all right, cool, $5 for that. I'll take it. Got Star Fox. I'll talk about that a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I need to grab
Same.
that.
Yep. I got Croc.
Oh hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Just getting all the retro mascots.
Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition. This needs to be something we got to do.
Yes.
And then Rhythm Heaven Groove that came out like this week, I think. Let's see what else. Kellis, you'd appreciate this. I had to get a new backpack, and since I've backpacks last for a couple of years, so I went and balled out a little bit. I got this thing from Heroes and Villains.
Ooh, yeah, that's sick.
It's got like it's got a whole pack on here, so you can hold it sideways, or you can use it as like a rain cover thing too. So it covers there. It has a side for the lightsaber. which is kinda
That's
sick.
cool.
That I bought it specifically a lot for this, so I could put like jackets and shit, especially.
Oh,
you know, whenever-
yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
sick.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah. It wasn't too bad. I mean, $150 for like a bag, and it's pretty good quality. I'm like, it's gonna last however many years, you know.
Yeah, that's bags are like, I don't want to say my hyper fixation, but I love a good backpack or a good like side bag and shit like that.
Yeah.
I have so many too.
I have kind of one that matches as I've been using as like a sling too. But yeah, no, I saw this and it has so much fucking pockets and everything there. I'm like, all right, yeah, this thing.
There's
Is,
so much utility.
yeah, exactly. And they last forever, you know. Like I would use them.
Yeah.
I had some bags I bought like on Amazon for a little bit back in like 2013. Those things I took until they were just like dying, and it took like 6 years to get through. But yeah, no, I saw that. I'm like, yeah, that's a baller ass backpack off Heroes and Villains. If you're interested in that, they have more.
Yeah, I've been following them for a while. It's been one of those ones where it's like, ooh, this is cool stuff, but is it good stuff? So it's
Yeah.
been one that's been on my radar, but I haven't
So-
bought from yet.
They have a sling. Look here, actually, vamp for like 10 seconds. I'll grab it.
Oh shit, we're tagging out.
That's what it feels like. That's perfect
Alright.
timing.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna say this, I guess, while Adrian is gone. So speaking of films, I have two things to say on that subject topic. One, my wife has been feeling nostalgic and has been going back and watching Ghostbusters, and I'm going to say something that is perhaps a hot take. I don't really care for Ghostbusters.
I liked one,
One's a good
but then
movie.
after that, it just falls off. Yeah,
I'm not-
one's like a great movie. I think one's really good,
think
but
it's
then
fine.
after that,
I don't really see Ghostbusters as a franchise. I just think of it as one really, really good movie.
yep.
So this
Yeah,
one's
like
the sling they have on there.
oh
This
yeah,
thing is
yeah,
kind of cool. It like flips on there. You can go back and forth on there. The thing that sucks
Yes.
about this though is this is where the kicker is. So this thing, it's cool in concept. So there's the thing, you know, like if you ever like have a sling on, you just kind of like unclip it. It's magnetized, and it's very weak. Like it was like once you put enough like weight on it, which is like if I put my iPad in there, it's weight enough that it just really was like coming off pretty easily. But I like the bag enough. I was like, they have another sling on there that I kind of like, but I'm like, I don't really want to swap this one because I like this one. So I just went in. I put in 2 zip ties and just locked
Oh,
it in
yeah.
there just now, so it doesn't come off at all now. But like, I don't really care. I don't really unbuckle it to begin with.
Right. Now
Um,
you're sturdy.
Yeah. So and yeah, like side by side, they kind of, you know,
Oh yeah, kind of like the matching pair.
yeah.
Got the mini version.
Which my big ass iPad fits in there. It fits in the sling too. So I'm like that's perfect. 'Cause that's why I bought it. I was looking around for like bags to hold my iPad in, and it happened to fall in the measurements for that. So there's that. I think I want. Oh, ha. So first, a couple things here. Shout outs to Mr. Simi. If you didn't know the Mexican lore, this is just a pharmacy mascot in Mexico that everyone just uses for everything now. Like it's popular as fuck. Even Toy Story had some collaborations with Dr. Simi, so shout out to them. Or this way the fuck long ago. I'm glad I got this. I got my
Hell yeah.
SK.
got my SK plush,
Mon ami.
Mon ami.
like actual like buttons his eyes and everything too.
Makes
That's
me
so
feel
sick.
wee.
Yeah. I ordered this, I think back in like February or March, so I'm glad it finally showed up. And then I saw these. Actually, I got this thing too. Check this out. The little shoulder
Hell
alien
yeah.
thing.
Go,
Yeah.
it's a goat the collection behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it. Yeah.
But on that franchise, I had to. I gave myself, because of how fucking ridiculous last month was for me. I gave myself like a no limit. I was like, I'm gonna just retail therapy, and I fucked up a bit. Spent more than I needed to. I'm gonna have to pay for that. That's a next paycheck me issue.
Right.
But I saw this, and then I saw that it linked with something else. I'm like, all right, I have to buy them. There's no way I'm not, because I never actually had one of these. I have another one of this. So I have a whole ass Woody. All right, they look kind
I
of
too
scary,
have a
actually,
whole
too.
ass Woody.
They look kind of scary, just like the eyes. But they actually like talk and stuff. Let me see, where's the switch on this guy? So
Oh shit! Its mouth moves.
so its mouth moves. It you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. It's looking like something out of fucking Puppet Master.
When it moves, when it's in toy mode and it does all like that.
Yeah, no, that's something
But
out of Puppet Master.
there's I forget what I have to push on here. There's a toy mode where it just freezes the face and it has like a different like voice box on it, so it sounds like the actual toy. But when you have it like on the alive mode, it does that. And obviously, I had to get the Buzz with it because I never actually got a Buzz
yeah.
Lightyear. I don't know why. Like that's kind of insane to me. So
Does he have a Spanish mode though?
no, that would have been sick. It has then
You're an
you-
all-star.
You hit
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
and if you actually like hold them up, like do the Andy thing.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
And then yeah, you put everything down, and if you hit I think it's. Oh no, it's this one.
Hell yeah.
So now I just freeze his face and it just makes those noises on there. And I won't go through it because it's a little bit to set up. But they both have IR where they're looking at each other. They talk to each other
So they're like Furbies. Got it.
essentially. But they have like actual exclusive stuff. If you have multiple ones, like if you have these two, and you put them like facing each other, they'll just talk to each other randomly. Just actually kind of funny with that. And I had to do that. I'm like, well, I know I've had Woody dolls before. I've never had a Buzz, and I was gonna get the Buzz too until I saw that they had the Woody one. They're like, yeah, they talk. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Don't ask me. Fuck that. I'll buy that.
I've told me twice.
Yep. They had a Jesse as well that does that, but doesn't talk to either of these. But it comes with their own Jimmy Dean that talks to, which is
The sausage.
which in Toy Story 5,
Yes.
the pig's name is Jimmy Dean.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's that. I think that's it. That's my retail therapy. I have a couple other things, but nothing really else. Playing. Forgot to mention this a few weeks back. I was playing that typing battle royale.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Final Sentence. It's actually pretty fun. I fuck with it. It's like 20-man battle royale, and I'll give you random prompts, and you go through, and if you mess up on like a word, it'll start you back at the beginning of the whole prompt, I think, or the line. I forget what. And then you have to pause through each time, so it's kind of memey. Sometimes they'll give you like a bunch of memes. Sometimes they'll give you like a whole poem. Sometimes it's like an angry letter to work, or whatever. But you'll type a whole prompt, and afterwards you'll take like a break, like a 5-second break. It's like a checkpoint, and you go up to it later on. But super fun. I go in there for a couple rounds every once in a while to play that. That's cool. Because I've been in a football mode. I started up playing Despelote. That's the indie game that really cool art style. I mentioned this like back in like 2019 when I made that random video, just like kind of like I was bored. I was like, I made a video just like eyeballing like 15 indie games I saw during like E3 week, I think it was, or something like that. And that was one of the ones that caught my eye, and I always had it on there. And I bought it a little while back, and I'm like, yeah, I think this is kind of appropriate time to play it because it's a story about a kid growing up in Ecuador around 2000 2003, around that time, and seeing how important football is to all of them. So that's been cool. Let's see before I get to the main dish. Played a tiny bit of Croc. I've been like wondering what I want to do. I've not been able to figure out what game I want to play. So I'm kind of worried this whole summer's gonna have like no games on there. But I might get.
I mean, there's plenty for you to do.
Yeah, my attention span's shot right now. I think my mind's kind of going a bunch of different places, and I can't concentrate on anything that's good. For me, so I'm figuring it out. Like I don't know, like earlier today, I almost want to start Sam & Max for no reason. That'd be kind of a cool little thing to just pop on and not think about too much. But I was playing Star Fox. Good ass time, good ass remake. Obviously,
Oh yeah.
it's a short game. It's very replayable, but it's short.
Mhm.
But damn, dude, like it feels cool. Like that game doesn't age. I played that a few years ago. I think maybe like a year or two ago on the 3DS. Had a good time on there, and it feels perfect still. It's gorgeous. The added stuff on there, like you can say what it is about the voices. I personally, from the second I saw him, I was into the style. I think it's a cool route going like this hyper realistic animal thing, because it reminds me of like the old like box art stuff.
Yeah, the old puppets.
But yeah, no, it's a good time. I went through, did the hardest run you could, like going all the hidden missions, and I went north for all those. I'm on my second run right now, kind of going through the easy ones now. I'll hit the middle ones afterwards. Played a little bit of multiplayer. Got my ass kicked the first couple rounds, so I figured out, well, all right, here's what I'm trying to do now, and was able to pop off a little bit afterwards. But love me some dogfighting, dude. Dogfighting is fun as fuck in video games. We need more of that.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping I find Battlefield for like $20 soon, I really want to play Battlefield lately. I loved whenever I'm in Battlefield. I'm like, all right, there's one helicopter or there's something else right there. I'm like, all right, cool. If we're dogfighting, let's do it.
Well, that's what bums me out about like so Star Wars Squadrons, which was the EA Starfighter game, fucking sick. Like the online,
I
the
remember that, yeah,
dogfighting
yeah.
for it was amazing. It was insane. But just no support, and then afterwards just like, well, thanks for doing this, guys. Hope you had fun with that
Yeah, I remember
game.
that thing. That thing was
Nothing else.
cool. I remember that. I need to go back and play that.
It was only a $40 game too. It was
Yeah,
cheaper price point. It was one of those games that started like kicking off that trend.
yeah. That was
But
fun.
yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. A good dogfighting game, I'm in.
Yes, sir.
Easy.
I think that's about it. Let's dive into this fucking news. So we're talking for a little bit.
Hell
A
yeah.
couple things have happened, David, since we last and
Yeah,
you know what?
we
we missed, which is good. We didn't. I would have kind of been upset if we recorded last week, because like we recorded and like the day afterwards was probably like the biggest news in the gaming industry in a hot minute.
yeah, we've had a back-to-back a lot of bad news in the gaming
Sony and
industry,
Microsoft, they're
Jesus
both
Christ.
like are playing some fucking game right now, or like, hey, like they're trying to really make the worst case for themselves. And it's kind of funny. Like eventually you think, all right, this is bad. Well, and then the next one's like, nah, let me one up that really quick.
I'm waiting for Miyamoto-san to like murder someone on live television now. Like that's the only way you can like one up.
I see Nintendo just chilling on the side right now, just kind of eating their popcorn. There's like, all right, dude. Look at these two. Idiots.
Yeah, man, I guess we'll start with Sony because
Let's talk with that, 'cause, more Microsoft layoffs is gonna happen, and we're gonna talk about that. But the big one that I've been wanting to talk about is
so fucking literally the day after we would have recorded, Sony came out and they had two huge announcements. The first huge announcement is after backpedaling on it once already, now they're finally committing to shutting down the PS3 and Vita stores, which shitty.
we were ready for it though.
Not expected. It was gonna happen. However, now also, as of January 2028, there will be no more physical media for PlayStation.
It took me a second to realize what I read. Like I read it, and I was like, huh. And then I thought about it, I'm like, all right, well, I mean, and I had to read it again like 5 minutes later, because I'm like, I guess there's no more first party PlayStation stuff. And I'm like, oh no. It's just none of it. I thought it was like, all right, PlayStation's like, all right, first party stuff. And I was like, that sucks. I hate that, but all right, whatever, I guess. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was everything.
Yeah, because that's the other weird thing is Sony owns the patent for Blu-ray, and that has been one of the a conversation going on behind the scenes apparently for months now, that they're working on shutting down production manufacturers
Can they do
for
that?
Blu-rays.
It feels like,
Yes,
how do you own the patent, control all that, and then shut that down? I feel like that could be
because you
extended
can't. You
somewhere.
own it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can just say we are not participating in this market anymore. We're done.
I wonder. I mean, again,
It's so funny, right? They come in, they create a market substitute, and then they just eat themselves out.
yeah, but it like
You know what? HD DVD should have been the real winner.
It was
Right.
porn, dude. Porn one out.
Yeah.
No, like I know they could do that, but I do wonder if someone's gonna try to like start, which it has to, right? Someone's gonna start the bot because like you just create a whole market and you shut down a bunch of different revenue avenues with this. I feel like that's gonna be challenged. Whether or not it does anything doesn't matter. But I feel like that has to be challenged because like on paper that just sounds fucked up.
Yeah. No, it's definitely
You've
fucked up.
cornered
But
the whole media market, and you're not allowing anyone to create any more of that we've like structured all of our stuff around.
That's business, baby.
Sure.
Well, monopolies are horrible.
Yeah. Crazy. I not gonna lie. I thought about this, and I was like, they unfortunately. But I always thought it was gonna be like a boutique. But we're just not doing it at all, which is crazy.
Yeah. And right now, every limited print company is coming out of the woodworks, and all they can say is they're going to keep going as long as they're able to. But truly, Sony could just decide that we're done making these and we're not going to sell out the license for it anymore. So a lot of these companies don't really have a say in it. It's for as long as Sony says we will allow you to do so. And basically we already knew there was rumored for a long time that the next PlayStation, the next Xbox were not going to have physical disk drives anymore. It makes sense that they're just getting rid of the media altogether. But again, that is such a wide reaching thing, because that means potentially either no Blu-ray releases anymore, or at least like an insanely scaled back amount, where unless Paramount's willing to run their own factories and Sony is still willing to go ahead and let Paramount do it, or 20th Century Fox or whoever,
Disney.
Disney, like their Blu-ray films could just be going away as well.
Which that's what I'm saying, right? Like, it feels weird that they're gonna just nuke a whole market. I feel like that's a discussion somewhere. Again, doesn't matter like what's gonna actually happen. I know someone's gonna be discussing that somewhere behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, someone's gonna say if they can try to bind the rights from it, because that's the only thing that can happen, is to see if they can try to pull the rights away from Sony, and good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like,
I get what Adrian's trying to say. They created a whole file format essentially that just is now being deemed useless. Like, we have so many systems that are like Blu-ray players.
Yeah.
Sony sells you a Blu-ray player, then all of a sudden decides to stop the manufacturing of Blu-rays. It's like, wait, you can do that?
Yeah. Been contested in courts already with the advent of computers and web browsers and everything
but
else.
I don't. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, logically, yes. Again, I understand that logically. I know you two understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I also understand that other business, but I think that's part of the problem, is other businesses are probably also looking at this like, kind of like what you were saying, Adrian, of like, maybe at least it would have been a boutique experience still, but that's really the only parts of the industry that care that much, because as soon as Sony announced that, their stock went up, because basically the people that invest in these companies just look at it as like, cool, less overhead, more profit.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And that's the same thing that all these movie studios look at it as, like, well, less overhead with having to sell a physical movie. Now there's just go get it on streaming or buy it through like Vudu or some other shit.
Mm-hmm. Which you can't take for granted, because they could just take away your movies on there.
Yeah, because this happened a week after Sony started taking down 500 plus movies from people's accounts.
Mm-hmm.
You will own nothing and like it, damn it.
I'm gonna have the copium, but do you think Xbox just retaliates this with the
No.
dunk? Do you think they're gonna follow suit on that?
They've already been planning for years now that the next Xbox console wasn't going to have anything
They
physical.
did, but we do know
unless it gets scrapped and then just completely redone, which I guess is a possibility.
They said, though, right? They said we're going back to the drum board, reimagining what Helix is.
Yeah, but that's probably more about having to do with what's going on with the chip market, and less at all about what's going on with the physical market.
Like a design. Like, I feel like the Helix is done. They probably have packaging. They probably have the whole like model, like mold for the.
Yeah, it would have been 100% done by now. Like, it has to be in developers' hands to build for at this point.
I wonder though, because like at that point, I feel like anything they released, even with all that, I understand the R&D is insane on that, right? But it's just like,
make it a little bit longer, put a disk drive on it.
Surely it's like, yeah. I say that because I'm like, I feel like it's slam dunk. Because even if they don't, I feel like, because Sony's not gonna have one at all. I feel like, right? I feel like the PS6 they're teetering on the idea that there might even be an attachment to even.
No, it's already been confirmed. Neither next gen console will have nothing. Period. To the point where even with Microsoft, the closest that they have gotten is it's just recently been announced. I think it was like within this last week. A patent was kind of discovered for them digitizing physical games.
But they need a drive for that, correct? Or am I...
No.
How's that
The
work?
idea behind it, again, like all the details for it aren't like kind of known. But the idea is it almost kind of work like an NFC kind of reader, where it would just be something that physically reads the disc without it being an actual disk drive.
Either way, and again, this is my copium thing. Is like I feel like you see the backlash. Sony has not even been fucking tweeting anything on PlayStation.
I feel like the whole thing with Sony is like such like a weird like giant leap, right?
and
To
that's what I'm
just
saying.
like
I feel like this was inevitable in a lot of ways, but
well
like
because
not
like
2 years
I
from now.
well I get them being like yeah we don't want to have to do this money for the disk drive like fine whatever. And I feel like the easy compromise is just be like, yeah, we'll sell you the external disk drive, and it doesn't even have to be like the one how they have now that clips on, right? It can just be like one that sits on the table next to it, just plain
Literally a
Jane.
fucking USB drive. Just there you go,
Right.
asshole.
That's something that already exists. They can just take that, make it fancy looking, slap a Sony PlayStation logo on it, raise the price by $50, right? But it's so weird that they don't even commit to that. It's no, we're done. No more physical production of games whatsoever. Bada bing, bada boom. And like David was saying about the stock thing, I wonder if that's purely what it is, just to try to drive that interest in it.
And that's from all the behind the scenes reports. That's purely what it seems to be, is the decision makers. Basically, all the shareholders looking at the Excel sheets and being like, "Well, we make an infinite more amount of money if we just don't worry about physical media at all." Because, again, this ties into one of the key important parts of it. GTA 6 was announced with no physical version. There's no way they didn't get a heads up on this, full stop. Because it makes all the sense in the world that GTA 6 coming out, no disc version at all coming and happening for it, to the point that no one can confirm that there may even be one later on once the game is kind of fully, finished from a single player perspective. And now here we are like, oh no, it's not going to matter because again, the biggest game in the world effectively is coming out with this new game finally. And look at all these sales we get from a purely digital sale of it. They're going to basically use that to be like, see, it doesn't matter.
And the
And
craziest
that's
thing
entirely what
too-
execs are looking at.
well, the craziest thing too is like you can look at that number and be like, see, it doesn't matter. But then like it makes no sense and not be like, well, if we would have sold it physical, we would. I mean, you're gonna sell more. It's just stupid to me. Because like
Yeah,
you have
no.
I felt vindicated in a bad way. I hate that I was that right, but I'm sorry. It felt like David a little bit, but David's definitely still more rational. Where I was talking to this guy on Twitter arguing because I do, and he just couldn't rationalize that there was going to be this is the way the world's going. I'm like, PS6 is going to have a disk drive, maybe optional, but there's not. And he was like, "You're a fucking idiot. There's this much profit." I'm like, he was counting down by this. It's gonna sell this many copies, and just he did the surface level math of it, right? Like $6 a copy for this is this. I'm like, but that's ignoring shipping, production of the discs, the cases.
Retail space.
Yeah, I was like, so it's not really that much. And I was like, but I was saying, I was like, to me, video games are gonna be like a boutique. Like you go to Target or Walmart. There's one stand with vinyl. That's what I see with the video games. Is like that's what I saw with video games. I guess it's gonna be like very specialty.
Be all Switch
small.
games.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the Nintendo section.
Yeah,
essentially. But he was like, he said, "Yeah, no, you're a fucking moron. I'm muting you now." I'm like, all right, whatever. I put on there, bookmarking this now for future ha-has. And 6 days later, I came in and because he muted me, shout out to Neo. He was responding to Neo, and Neo chimed in because he said, "I'll bet money the PS6 has a disk drive." And because he muted me, then Neo popped in. He's like, "Give this man his money. It wasn't even a week." And he still kept me blocked, or muted. But he's like, "The PS6 isn't out yet." I'm like, "You're an idiot if you think that it's gonna have anything on there."
No, they're not reversing course, because at the end of the day, yes, could they maybe make like 20% more in sales? 100%. I think 20% extra increase in sales is a fair estimate. But again, you're still spending money to make that extra sale.
Yeah, well, It's a lot more on top of that too, though, right? Because at this point now you're cutting ties on goodwill with your customer.
Yeah.
With the
So I
And
mean,
also from stores as well,
Retail,
because
yeah.
stores relied on you to be a source of income for them, and now you've gone ahead and say, nah, fuck you.
yeah, and now it starts to become a lot more esoteric and a lot more of like, I don't know. I'm kind of excited. I kind of wish PS6 and Xbox, wherever the fuck, was closer to release and all this happening, blah blah blah. Just because I want to see what would happen. Like, it's a weird thing too, right? Because sales numbers really don't fucking matter because it's gonna get scalped to high heaven regardless. So I mean, they can sell out everywhere, but it doesn't really fucking matter. It's
Yeah.
like who's actually gonna get their hands on it and actually be playing it. So I wonder how it actually turn out working. Like if people are actually gonna be going out of their way to try to get a PS6 or try to get a Xbox
I
Helix,
think it's
whatever.
gonna happen a lot less. I don't think you're gonna have like
I hope so.
because I think they had their lowest sales in like almost ever this last month.
And like, what are you gonna do to give like people a reason to get a PS6, right?
Yeah.
you've
Because the
lost,
performance wise is not going to be that much different.
but you've also lost all the retail spot too, right?
Yep.
Like,
Unless
Nintendo-
you're just selling fucking gift cards to your fucking shops and that's all you're selling.
which some of them are on there, but like doesn't matter, right? They have just that. And now again, I'm being naive. How much does Nintendo go through trying to make their proprietary carts for Switch?
A fuck ton of money. It's like almost quadruple what it is to make a disc.
I can only imagine. Yeah.
I wonder if there's like some sort of route because so we're gonna talk about it afterwards, right? The Xbox stuff is dire, unfortunately, still.
Oh yeah, the Xbox stuff is fucking bloodbath. Everyone that was reporting that the bloodbath was the correct phrase to use because it's fucking horrific. It didn't turn out as bad as it could have been, but
That's
it's
not
still
saying
insane.
much.
Yeah.
But people are going through it. The one thing that it's kind of nice because there's still a lot of corporate spaghetti in there. But the one thing that I also appreciate when I was reading through it was they were still a little forward about the reason behind this, right? It wasn't the corporate hoo-ha the entire way. It took a step back to be like, we're not making money on this shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I hate that, but also appreciate when companies are like, we're not making money. We're gonna be honest with you, so we need.
No, I hate that because you failed to make money on it. That was your fault.
That's still not that. I mean, no, yeah, it's still. But like, I hate when
like this isn't a Yoko Taro where I appreciate the man for just admitting he's horny. Like
no.
This is you as a business. Like this is your failure. Like
right. I'm just saying. I also like they don't put a bow tie on top of it to be like, well, because we're restructuring with this and this. And it's just tell me that you're not making like just speak with your chest. We're not making enough money for people, so we're gonna do all this. Okay, cool. Then I'm like not happy with it, but I appreciate at least that we're not dealing with the extra step of you trying to like word salad me.
It's pretty funny though. We're like almost literally not in this position if we're Xbox here. If we didn't acquire Bethesda or Activision, right?
Yeah.
since
I mean, well, ultimately we're still kind of fucked because the whole AI thing. Like at some point or the other, like they it's that meme of the guy on the bike, you know, like hunched over. It's like I'm the cause of my own issues, and it's like honestly, I wish one of the higher ups at Microsoft had the balls to tell, what's his name, Satala.
Oh yeah, Satari or
Yeah,
yeah.
I wish someone had the balls to be like, this is your
That's
problem, brother. Everything you're upset about with all this sector, that's on you. Because it's kind of ridiculous. But they had some crazy stuff they're trying to aim for on that. And to be fair, some of the stuff makes sense. They want to like expedite Fallout, which makes fucking sense to me. But like,
should have already had something fall out by now to capitalize on 2 seasons of the show at this point.
Yeah, it really feels like Phil Spencer was really coddling, or not even coddling, but like very.
That's what I'm saying. Bethesda is like, it's been a money sink. I mean, they're funding the 76 show over there.
And shout outs to Jason. I think it was Jason Schreier that confirmed it's still going to be at least 2 more years before we see anything with Elder Scrolls 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, they're hosing Microsoft.
But I mean, they're at least making money with the microtransactions in 76. So
Yeah, and I forget we got the space game. I always forget about that one.
Yeah, we got the space game plus also Elder Scrolls Online. They make money with that as well.
Right, right,
Although
right.
shout outs to the online studio that they lost like 1,000 some odd employees there. So
Right.
But I just wonder if Microsoft wants to actually do something. They want to be the big thing, and it's so hard. Realistically, there is really very little path for Xbox to be the name that it once was and higher than, even though they want to speak like they want it to be, right? Like in their heart of hearts, they would love for Xbox to be huge. The path there is very small. You're not tightrope walking. You're on a thread trying to
Well,
get there.
supposedly that's like what this is trying to lead to, right? Because isn't the whole thing is that there's like a planned reset that they're trying to do?
Right.
yeah, they're trying to reevaluate and see what they can do. Although I don't know how genuine that is because of another thing we'll talk about in a little bit.
Well,
But
it sounds like all like talk because they want to sell Xbox.
yeah,
But
Well, supposedly, just having to do with the Xbox, right? They're trying to fold everything back into Halo and Gears.
yeah.
but even they acknowledge that it's like, well, these are all kind of older franchises. We need stuff now.
Well, the talk is they're trying to with a lot of these studios closing and the staff that they are keeping on that haven't fired, they're trying to fold them into the Halo and Gears franchise. They're specifically trying to reinforce those two.
Yeah.
Should we go back to 360 days where it was just Fable, Gears, and Halo and Forza?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
And
mean,
Banjo, don't forget Banjo. We had Banjo back then.
if they're smart.
They
Because I mean, that's kind of what we're leading to. Because we have the new Gears coming out, we have Combat Evolved coming out, and we have Fable coming out early next
campaign
year. I mean,
evolved.
yeah, sure.
Which I still, if it's a fully on disc, I am absolutely still getting that PS5 copy so I can stare at it. Halo on PlayStation.
Toys for Bob,
I mean,
the company that spun out of Activision after Microsoft,
Activision, yeah.
they were on Kind of Funny, and they talked about, they're like, we would love to do
They had that
Banjo.
Bandicoot money.
It's like,
Yeah,
we want
that'd
to do
be so
Banjo.
sick.
Like, we would love to. They're like, so many of our staff have a fucking Jiggy as their icon. Like, I'm like, how the fuck, if this whole team wants to do that, are we still not fucking doing that? But I want to say, because you're thinking about, like, Spyro coming back is a big thing for them. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, little things like that you need to start doing. But I'm kind of jumping around here. Just because I want to segue this, just go from the disc thing. If Microsoft wants to actually give a shit, their heart of hearts to this, and it's not some ulterior motive, which always is, so it's very pipe dreamy. But like in my mind, if I'm trying to just be the top, I'm trying to find a way to make physical media still there and have your presence be there, because to me, retail space still fucking matters. Like even if you're not even if stuff isn't being bought as much there, that just creates the
Yeah, for
awareness
sure.
of your brand. Um, if you have a physical presence somehow, some way, you're still there. And I PlayStation, once they go full disc, you're not gonna have that aisle anymore. Essentially, it's gonna be there's some
It's
consoles
just
that
gonna be Nintendo, just big chilling, doing its own thing.
right.
And it's gonna be basically back like the 80s and 90s where it's like, oh yeah, my son's got a Nintendo. And it's just like that's just the colloquial term for games because that's all that's on the market.
But you have the
It's kind of crazy too. Like if you go into like a Target, like Nintendo already has like a huge section at Target. Like
Yeah.
they have plushies, they have toys, they have like their whole like aisle there.
It's funny though, and that's why I asked earlier, because I'm like, yeah, obviously it's very expensive to do these the carts, and like in the unfortunate grand scheme of things, I fucking hate key cards. But like, I'll take the lesser of two evils. I'd rather have a key card than nothing.
Speaking
Unfortunately,
of the new Avatar fighting game is all on cart
oh
for
yeah,
Switch 2.
it
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
that
Comes
tells
out this
me,
month.
because I made that like I made that guess a little bit. It's kind of lining up. More companies are doing the card keys. Microsoft is doing them under Bethesda. Microsoft's going out and shelling the extra money for the key card, or not the card,
Yeah.
for the full game on card.
Yeah.
Like something there tells me that they are aware of this being a thing and still having some monetary value to it, because your games sell more. You put the money, but your games do sell more. Part of me just wants to see if there's some way they're gonna try to figure out this physical media thing and still keep with it, because that is in the internet grand scheme of things, that is an easy slam dunk, right? Does it matter ultimately?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And there's a lot of
No.
juice behind it, but any goodwill your fucking company gets, especially in the fucking like left and right hooks that you're getting fucked on because you rightfully deserved it. I think that's a big win on that end that they could too. Like just imagine like still like imagine there's gonna be still a a disc reader on there, and that's how you're gonna play your 360 games. That's how you're gonna play your Xbox games. Still, I know.
Yeah,
I
but
know
that's
the
the thing is
digitizer. I
like,
get it. I
yeah,
get it. But like little goodwill things because they do have it. I mean, there's also like a small team that they're hired for people. Again, which is kind of dumb, right? You're letting go of all these people. But you have this, but whatever. They hired that people just to like be in like ear to the ground. What do the fans want? That's why they updated the achievement stuff. That's why they're doing all this. They have people's jobs is literally that now. And when you see this, when Sony's getting their ass kicked a little bit online right now, like understandably so, the the shareholders, whatever, obviously they take precedence. But like, had they tweeted? I think they've been like on a 5-day hiatus of tweeting since then, right?
yeah. I don't think they've tweeted anything since.
So no, they tweeted out it's a new fight stick for that.
Oh,
Yeah, they tweeted that out, and they've been getting ripped to fucking shreds in the comments. It's been pretty
So
funny.
until 13 hours ago, their last tweet was the first, and it was there, and yeah, and now they're even for like Insomniac posted some like Wolverine post. People are still talking shit on there too. Like it's still seeping around a little bit, and obviously, again, the internet vocal outcry can only do so much. But people have their ear to the ground somehow, some way. Again, if I would be 100 billion% against this, even slight slight cope, if it wasn't for the fact that again Bethesda could easily get away with doing game keys easily. That's fine.
the difference is Nintendo is the one manufacturing. Once Sony, because even
Yeah.
before this, other people that make like blank Blu-rays have been going under. A lot of companies that do and manufacture blank Blu-rays have been, a lot of those studios have been closing down already as it is. Now Sony, the predominant manufacturer of it, are getting out of the game unless Microsoft is going to fit the bill. Let's say best case scenario, Sony's like, cool, do whatever the fuck you want with the Blu-ray license, just continue to pay us to use it, but yeah, well you can keep paying us to do it. Now go spin up your own manufacturing companies to do it. Microsoft ain't fucking doing that.
Imagine they go to Switch carts.
Back
the
to cards.
next Xbox using
Hell yeah.
Switch carts. Hell yeah, brother.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah, so PlayStation tweeted out, switch out lever gates with ease on the FlexiStrike wireless fight stick. It
Oof.
has 61,000 comments on it and 10,000 likes.
Even
Ooh.
even VGP got on there to talk shit, dude. VGP
Yeah.
said, it is disappointing that you have not addressed a significant issue at hand or provided further clarification. Moreover, reconsidering your decision would be a more constructive approach. Ignoring the matter will not resolve it or make it go away. Many of your partners were caught off guard. Is this the way Sony conducts its business? Like, they're getting ripped a little bit online. Again, and take it for what you will. But that stuff also does matter at some point, too.
It matters only in the scale of whoever is the largest people giving them money. Like EA doesn't give a fuck. Ubisoft doesn't give a fuck. Every major and like actual major developer does not give a fuck because every major developer was already trying to get you in their platform anyways. Whether it's Ubisoft Connect or EA Play games or whatever thing, all the major companies that would actually care already were trying to get you in their own digital platform anyways. When you get Game Pass, you can get a tier that has all that shit built into it. Epic, has Fortnite, again, purely digital experience where yeah, they sell some shit in stores just to again have that presence, but it's all still code in the box at the end of the day. So it's kind of one of those things where the people that actually move money either were already warned ahead of time or don't give a fuck because they wanted this future to begin with.
But also, they, even with the vocal outcry, because everyone has a PS5, they're not going to fill it. Like Xbox One reversed the thing that I didn't think initially would get reversed, right? Because that was a huge reversal on the whole, like, all right, fuck it, we're going to just not do any of that shit on the console. It's still releasing on that same day. But that's because they saw the pre-order numbers.
Yeah, but that's software changes. That's entirely different.
But I'm saying they saw the pre-order numbers, though. They're like, all right, my bad. And then some of it's physical because remember the discs were built to have a certain thing where you couldn't actually resell them.
Oh, I forgot all about that. God damn, fuck Microsoft still. But
No, I'm saying, but that got reversed. But the issue here, there's no PS6 for a long while, so a couple years out at least. They're not going to feel the heat of like, oh, we're losing sales on that end, because they're kind of already built in on there. So a reversal can't really happen on that end. Already it's going to be a massive uphill battle if it ever were, but it's not really going to happen. So it's kind of just.
and again, they're going to be digitally. Again, the timing of it is not coincidental. Announcing it right before we're basically due for GTA 6 was not coincidental. The entire point of it is the industry is going to look at GTA 6 as like, all right, this is going to sell as a purely digital game. Does a physical copy matter?
And I guess, unfortunately, all right, think about it. They still will have that retail space, so they're going to do that. Those have a bunch of empty boxes with codes in it.
Yeah. Or gift cards. They'll just straight up do the fucking gift card route. Either way.
Disappointing.
If GTA 6 isn't hurt by the lack of physical, and let's be honest, it won't be. It's not going to matter.
Here's the thing.
Because they're just going to, shareholders are going to be like, see, we don't need it.
Here's the thing.
Hurt's such a weird thing too, right? Because like GTA, like the numbers, because it's back to like what we were saying about physical. Like it can sell like 100 million more physical, but it doesn't matter because GTA is still gonna sell billions regardless.
Yeah, if GTA, sells, fucking 30 million copies, but it could have sold 32 million if only it just had a physical option. Does it really matter?
Well, it's like it could be even be closer. It could be like it could sell 40 million if it would have been physical, but it's like we still sold 30 million. It's like we don't
They're
give a fuck
asking-
about the extra.
They're asking, and it's funny because again, it's still moot because like obviously the massive majority is still doing this. But man, I can't imagine being like in a place with bad internet and having a data cap. That shit's
Yes,
gonna fucking suck.
that's the main part. because unfortunately, like it's one of those things like you don't really think about that or realize it until it's like put in your face. As I think it was on YouTube, right? They have that really cool documentary about the like arcades and shit that they have in Pakistan for like the fighting games.
Yeah.
Because like it started blowing up a lot with Tekken and how their fighting community's gotten really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to see shit like that, and you're like, oh yeah, goddamn, there are places doing it like this. It's not like they can just download something off the internet real quick on gigabit internet. They have to run a wire from somewhere else.
Fucking here in Maine, there are some places that still are relying on DSL for internet.
Right.
Like there are genuinely some towns in this state you can only get DSL.
I don't know, man. You said it. Well, actually, it's so weird because like locking yourself to a platform like that, especially one as potentially dire as that, where it's like we're shutting down our stores for this console.
Yeah.
Why would I not buy Steam?
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather GOG because then you get offline installers.
Why would I not buy PC?
Yeah. Full stop. Right. And that's basically what I said from ages ago when we first had this conversation, is the day that consoles go digital only, I'm a PC gamer, full stop. Because what the fuck's the point?
You might miss a handful of exclusives here or there, but
I literally have thousands of games I'm surrounded by. I am not.
That's why I always go by too. I'm like, dude, if games stop being made right now, this second, I'm set. I'm good.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I am physically surrounded by 4,000 games in my house, and let me pull up something. On my server, I have 11.8 terabytes of other games that I could play as well.
Yeah, I don't know. And I hate that the collective
also
is so low that they can't understand. Like, well, what do you mean this is bad? Like, which is, I saw the one post that actually bugged me was this is why it's not all bad. Here's what could happen. and it's like a bunch of really wishful thinking. Sony was gonna do anything like that, but Sony's not doing any of that, dude. It's not a good thing because you're acting as if they're gonna be with goodwill for which this whole thing is not even is the opposite of goodwill.
No, the best case scenario that could have happened for this is if this is when Microsoft was planning what they were originally planning with the Xbox One. The cruel irony of it is like truly the only way this could have turned out okay was if this is when Microsoft had their original ideas for the Xbox One.
But that was way too soon. I think losing discs is still too soon.
Yeah, I think we should never be in an era without discs. Full stop.
Agreed. But if you told me this was gonna happen, I would have thought like maybe 9 years from now, maybe like 2035. Okay, get a PS6 out, maybe get halfway through that lifespan or something, and then sure. If you a year and a half from now, we're gonna have no more physical PS5 games, is fucking crazy to me.
I mean, even weirdly to say, even PS4 games, because still fucking PS4 games are still coming out now. Again, all the more reason why it's so wild to me to make this choice, because what the fuck is the point of the next gen consoles?
But movies get made still, dude. Do those just all those movie companies are like, oh, rip.
I'm sure some of the largest ones already have their own manufacturing warehouses. You know, I doubt Disney is without a manufacturing warehouse or two of their own. Full stop. But again, when you're still having to pay for the license to Sony, and then Sony is shutting down a lot of the manufacturing warehouses, if you don't already have your own.
Well, also Disney has a track record and is quite notorious about gatekeeping like access to their movies.
The Disney Vault, since we were fucking children, that was a thing.
I hated they advertised that shit like it was so cool though. Like it's just leave it in. Like, why is there a vault?
Buy it now before it goes back in the vault. I hope you enjoy Pinocchio though, our film from the fucking 60s, because this is your last chance to enjoy it for another 30 years.
I know. My family came in with the girlfriend's family for 4th of July. They're talking. And I forgot, but my mom kind of got on the thing about how like for like McDonald's and stuff like that, when they had those collections, when it was like Beanie Babies, or they had the 101 Dalmatians at like McDonald's or something. All 101 Dalmatians. My mom would go out.
Yeah, that's how you get Eroga.
My mom would go out and buy like every single one to find them.
It's a really good spell.
And I look at my girlfriend like, do you wonder where I get this shit from now? I track all that shit down. Like me and Amiibo? Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I love it when old people talk shit about us and our habits, and it's like, dude, you have a train collection. You collect Beanie Babies. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, back in our day, we didn't have weird shit that we hyper fixated on. All this autism is a fucking imagination. Now let me just go off into my fucking basement where I have the complete fucking Thomas the Tank Engine rail station recreated down to the finest little detail. Right. And we still call him Fat Conductor here because we don't believe in your woke ideology.
Binders and binders of stamps.
Yeah, fucking stamps.
Funny because like
scrapbooking.
There's something special about physical media, dude. Just having it, like the Criterions. I haven't watched all mine, obviously, but even those, I'm like, you get those, and those are a fucking package, dude. Open up Wall-E, it came with like a mini script in the middle. Whole ass mini script in the middle of all of it too, like a physical one. You flip through all that. I'm like, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, a year and a half now. That was. If they had even said like 2030, I'd still be pissed. I'm like, all right, 3.5 years from now.
But again, like we were warned for a while now. Again, everyone tries to take gaming rumors with a grain of salt, and then that's the right stance to take. Don't get me wrong, but like for 2 years now, all the reports that have been coming out about the next gen consoles were saying that there was going to be no discs involved. And so,
did you truly believe there was gonna be a stop on the production of discs at all?
100%. Because if the next gen consoles weren't having it, why are we here?
I even
what I mean.
Thought there would be like a disk drive on it. Like I did not ever see the full stop.
No, if they're not launching with it, it's not happening. Because again, from from someone from a huge corporate background, like that is the biggest thing to me. If you're bothering to just say that your end goal for both companies that rely on disc-based media to have no interest, even before all this pandemic, even before all the shit going on with the RAM was happening, if your end goal was to get rid of that to begin with, absolutely, there was no future where you're going to have
between the
that.
money and then the accessibility now, because of just how rural America always will be. Gaming is just so inaccessible now. It's just a bummer.
Yep.
Speaking of inaccessible, jobs are inaccessible at Xbox because we're losing a bunch.
So it didn't. I hate to phrase it this way. It didn't turn out as bad as it could have been, in the sense that Double Fine.
It really could have been that much worse, and luckily, like, there are some sliver of silver linings here.
Yeah, Double Fine and Collision, I think it was, were allowed to go independent again. Compulsion, that's what it was. They were allowed to basically go independent again. Ninja Theory and one other studio, they're trying to still find a buyer for, but if the buyer isn't coming around, they're shutting those studios down. Which, fucking Christ, Ninja Theory going is wild to think about.
It's crazy.
The other thing is that we got confirmation was like late last night, early today, that all of it is gone, basically.
50% of it?
Basically all their developers, all the actual developer staff of it is gone. They only have creatives, and it's basically been confirmed that the creatives are basically just to serve as a support structure for Bethesda going forward. Which means
I missed a few of them.
Goodbye, Doom. Goodbye, Doom. Goodbye, Wolfenstein.
So here's the thing with SSR. It's a very interesting thing because, like, we're like, initially out the gate, it was like, a lot of this is good, and it was in a scary way, right? We're hearing a lot of stuff we like, meaning the boots gotta come down the other side. She's a very startup heavy person, which means results. And the cuts, I mean, at the end of the day, it really is just like, hey, they made bad plays with Phil Spencer. They were doing a lot of acquisitions, and unfortunately, Spencer just did not pull the ropes on these.
Lead. He was not a leader, full stop.
No, he had visions, but was able to really capitalize on those, and really it was too much of like, hey, these companies aren't doing anything, but he was like, oh, just take your time, you're good. And it's like, that's unfortunate. But I know she's very having to like make the cuts where it sucks, but I do feel like she's overstepping a little bit, and like, no, some of these are routes you should not be cutting on right now. Like, again, I'm very much with them. Obsidian should not be cutting those. Don't cut Obsidian stuff. Don't be cutting id on that end, because you like, this is out of the realm of maybe of the numbers page, right? This is more on the critical acclaim page, or the critic like what they can do like on that end. And it's like, I get that their job is to come in and make this shit work, and it's just been kind of like some of the stuff they were saying, like, in a typical year they lost 64 cents for every dollar. They said that we've invested more and more, but like, we've gotten less people playing on the platform.
Yeah, and another thing is they were projecting that by now that they would have had 70 million people on Game Pass, and they're at 32.
Which Neo pointed out, they were at 35 before all the price cuts, so they lost, and that's why they had to backtrack quick on that. They lost a chunk of, and they lost me. Like, I took it off. And I put it back on because I had to for work stuff, but I mean, like, yeah, they lost a lot of people on that shit.
I got rid of Game Pass as soon as they hiked the price up, and I had been paying for that for years because I actually thought it was a really good service.
Even if we weren't using it, it was one of those ones I'm like, yeah, let it ride, because whenever I use it, I'm good with it. But once you bump it up to 30, I'm like, $30 a month for something I'm like trying to ignore it now. No way.
And same thing with my PSN Plus. I've had PSN Plus ever since it was first introduced on the fucking PS3.
4 free games. That was all it was. No, that shit was dope.
Yeah, I've had PSN Plus since it first started on the PS3. Second, they confirmed that no, we got no discs for our games anymore. I got rid of it.
We entered
I'll,
Gen
I'll
9,
re-up for like a month whenever we do multiplayer shit, but
which, by the way, they need to cut the fucking online requirements, which Xbox is I guess they're trying to lean at. Like, words are kind of going around. Needs to fucking happen.
Well, they already do it for like was it first
Free
party
for
and
free to
the
play.
free to play
Yeah.
game? Yeah, like
Yeah.
Fortnite and Halo
They need to
Infinite.
get rid of it. We entered Gen 9 with a smaller install base and a higher cost structure. To grow, we bet on Game Pass, the platform, and broader portfolio. And though they've created meaningful value, they didn't grow at the pace they expected. In 2018, we aggressively expanded our studio portfolio. Found ourselves competing with largest publishers, but also smaller independent stuff. I did appreciate. Let's see. I forget where it is on there, but it said something along the lines of, which it lets me. It gives me alleviation because I know we're not going to deal with the more like acquiring developers, but they're like, we've learned that some games just some studios just don't belong in our thing. Not like they're bad, but like they're doing their own thing, and we don't need to hover over them. That's just not what we need to do. That they could do better on their own. So yeah, we all figured Double Fine and Compulsion. Those were on the top. Ninja Theory, it was weird because of Senua, but we found out there's some behind the scenes. They're gonna make the game still. They're trying to find a person to buy, but they're gonna keep going with the funding on that.
yeah. But again, it relies on them finding a buyer because if not, they're just gonna be shut down, just full stop.
State of Decay 3, and it's like,
Yeah, rip.
you-
That might just not happen at all after what 9 years of development.
8 years they got bought. Just kind of fucked. I don't want to say fucked around with 8 years, but really like they couldn't figure out their vision for that long, right? That was what we mentioned. It was like they just kept changing vision, and it's like, and then they mentioned something about this isn't the full thing, I don't think. They mentioned something about their structure where I guess they had 14 fucking layers of management shit that they had to get through.
That's insane.
And they're
That's
like,
ridiculous.
and she's like, yeah, we had 14 layers of that. We're cutting that shit down to 5, other at best 3. And I'm like, good, because how the fuck is it 14 layers of shit that you're getting through for that? That sounds like a fucking nightmare. I would never want to deal with that shit. Are you kidding me?
Also, Arcane is potentially on the block. It's going back and forth. Blade may just be canceled, but Arcane is another one of those studios where again, amazing pedigree. Like they when they aside from Redfall, they pump out Game of the Year contenders left and right. It's fucking wild to see that they're potentially also on the chopping block.
I don't.
Yeah, I need to circle back on Deathloop. I always
Same.
heard Deathloop was pretty good.
Deathloop was phenomenal.
That might be the game we go through because I
Fucking love that game.
I
that was my game of the year that year. I adore Deathloop so fucking much, and I hate roguelikes.
So, fuck, I lost my train of thought. No, I lost my train of thought in there.
Sorry.
No, you're good. 14 layers on this. I'm losing track. Whatever. Yeah, there we go. There's that. They got 50% reduced vendor spend. They're resetting how we operate. I don't know. There's a lot of it's just what they're trying to do, which I appreciate. They're at least showing what they're going to try to do on that end. Yeah, it sucks, and I do think that you're gonna overstep and take out some of your really good people that you do need.
I mean, full stop. This is a no situation either way.
Yeah,
Like you basically have to come in and be the bad parent. Bill Spencer failed as a leader for Xbox. He didn't do anything to actually ensure the success of studios. He just bought them and was like, I don't know, just fucking do your own thing. I'm sure it'll all work out in the end because we're in the era of free tendies where people are just spending hand over fist on gaming entertainment. And so we're going to have all these elaborate visions of the kind of money that we think we're going to make and forgetting that eventually every bubble bursts and you can't just expect a bubble to ride forever. And yeah, no. So now she has to be the one to pick up the mess, and it sucks because again, we're talking about thousands of jobs lost. Like this is fucking disgusting to see, because this is not any of these developers' faults in the sense of like they were doing their job. They were doing what they were told effectively. And unfortunately they just weren't led by anyone competent. And so now new leadership comes in, has the startup mindset, has the, we got to run lean mindset, and a lot of people are just out of work because the prior boss couldn't fucking get his thumb out of his ass.
Blade. That's what I was gonna mention. I don't think Blade gets canceled. I think that Disney's gonna have some say on that, and that it's gonna get put out some way somehow.
Apparently, it's over budget, and they're running into
Yeah.
like development issues right now too.
Can you imagine if that gets canceled along with the fucking movie?
The poor fucking Blade. The only time he's gotten any vindication as of late is in fucking
Trying to
Tokon.
ice skate uphill.
Yeah, well, it's only ever gonna be one.
I do.
I love
think,
how that meme just keeps coming back around.
I do think they keep it going somehow, some way too, because like I think Disney doesn't want that kind of fallout on that franchise again on there, and it's like Wolverine though too. It's like that could.
I think you overestimate how much Disney actually cares about something Blade happening.
Maybe, but I mean, I also see that where they're doubling and tripling down with Insomniac and Spider-Man and Wolverine on there. I'm like, I can't imagine.
Yeah, but that's because those are huge names. Like Spider-Man, full stop, is the largest comic book character in the world outside of Superman. And Wolverine is basically that next layer down where, okay, if you have a cursory level knowledge of Marvel, you probably know Wolverine.
Sure. I mean, again,
like who fucking knows Blade outside of actual comic fans or 90s horror fans?
I mean, I'm gonna say something that's totally not in the same realm, but just at least one iota of a Venn diagram in there. I mean, Iron Man too, right? Like Iron Man was a fucking nobody, and they were still like, yeah, let's try something on that end. So it's like sometimes I'm like,
yeah, but the Iron Man has 3 films and like 20 Avengers films under his belt. Now, Blade has a cameo, and that's all he managed.
No, I'm saying when they started, no one really gave a fuck about this guy. So I wonder, like Blade also still, even though they're pretty much their biggest relevancy is a Deadpool side character. I don't know. I just wonder because it feels like that might have been Arcane's want to be Insomniac, right? Like Insomniac's kind of like in a comfy spot where they're not really doing anything of their own IPs, which kind of sucks, but. Like, all right, cool. We're doing Spider-Man.
I mean, honestly, Arcane was the best studio to do a Blade game, basically, because at the end of the day, I just imagine it was basically going to be just Dishonored with fucking Blade. Which, yes, that's exactly what you should be doing.
It's funny because it's like I don't know how people keep fucking up Blade. I'm like, it feels like a pretty easy formula.
Yeah, Blade is not a hard character to grasp. You either go the more methodical route with something like a Dishonored, or you embrace the fucking action bullshit and you go like a Devil May Cry route. Fucking pick one.
Devil May Cry would be sick. Do like a Devil May Cry meets like Stranglehold for Blade. That'd be
fucking that'd be perfect for Blade as well. Blade is not a hard character to get right. Like, full stop.
Commit violence. Do it pretty.
Kill undead baddies. Do some other supernatural shit once in a while as well, other than vampires. Have Dracula show up and then remember, oh yeah, Dracula exists as a Marvel character, and then have him fuck on off again.
Oh yeah, he owes Moon Knight some ketamine.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I none of these fucking console manufacturers, except for Nintendo, I guess, are really make me feel good. But I mean, I still want to root for them, just to be a stable place for somebody to keep something going at some point. But I don't know, man. This is weird.
Also, I forgot to mention it earlier when we were talking about Sony's bullshit. Another thing has also come out that they're already talking about potentially increasing the PS5 price again.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, Xbox did it, so Microsoft or Sony has to now.
Yeah.
But the silver lining we mentioned, at least Compulsion, Double Fine also get their IPs back too. It's not like
that's cool.
Yoink.
Yeah.
Like they'll get that. I don't see Double Fine living. It's funny because I was listening to that Kind of Funny Thing, and they were like, Double Fine's output's really good. I'm like, it's absolutely not. Actually, I wanted to run there and be like, no, that's
No, the last game Double Fine put out was that weird fucking pottery battle
Which was
royal.
recently.
Yeah.
They were under the impression it was like a
Yeah.
yearly thing because they released something last year, and this year's like, no, those are just finally coming out.
Yeah.
Psychonauts 2 was still crowdfunded too as well. So
Yeah.
like,
And then in between that, there was that kind of like
Keeper, the
claymation, yeah,
lighthouse.
Keeper, yeah. Which, yeah, again, looks fantastic. Is an interesting little game, but like, unless they actually treat themselves as just like a raw indie studio, and cut themselves down in size, they're not surviving long. They can't be a larger studio anymore.
Yeah.
Undead Labs.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know
you're
what you
right.
guys are gonna do. That's a crazy one because you guys have literally just 3 games under your portfolio, and
And
one
the
was
zombie
like
fad.
lukewarm, two was all right, and 3 really has to be it. But
Well, and the thing is too, just like the whole zombie fads kind of just died off too, right?
Yep.
mm,
I mean, even fucking Ninja Theory at this point, where the only thing they've really done is Senua at this point over the last few years. And yeah, Senua 1 was interesting little experience, and Senua 2 did not really light the world on fire. And then, all right, here's another Senua game, and it's like, I don't think anyone wants this from Ninja Theory anymore. Like,
someone was mentioning, I think on the kind of funny thing too was who are the people that remember they had a big fuck up with Subnautica, but the people on there would probably be a okay home for the State of Decay guys because it's survival style game
Yeah.
that's under their portfolio. I don't know who picks up Ninja Theory.
again, this is one of those weird fucked up leadership examples where like, and we've kind of dream booked game development at Xbox a couple times on this podcast, but like, if ever there was a time to go ahead and just start having studios like shake things up, is like, all right, cool, we need X type of game to come out, cool, we already have a studio specialized in that, you guys focus on this. Cool, we already have another studio that specializes in the kind of story heavy games. Cool, this studio is going to do it, you 2 other studios go ahead and help assist them, get the shit out there. Like, none of these studios should have had the development times that they did, full stop. When you have 23 fucking developers on a development studios under your belt.
14 layers of management.
Fucking 14 layers of fucking mayonnaise. Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but I got nothing else to add in terms of just how much everyone's shooting themselves in the fucking foot in the
Nintendo's
industry
kinda fun
right now.
Nintendo's like
Nintendo, yeah, basically all the heat of game cards are gone from Nintendo at this point, because now everyone's like, "Wow, I guess it's better than nothing." If the alternative is nothing, I guess at least something that pretends to be a physical game is okay.
which I mean, unfortunately it is. I still concede on that, but I mean, I'm still gonna go.
I only concede on it in the sense that at least I could go and sell one of my game card key games that I have, but like,
I'm still 99% full game cart. I'm not doing that. And again,
Yeah, the
Pocopia is my only exception on there. That's unfortunate.
yeah, Pocopia is one I broke on, and Bravely Default I broke on. Those are the only 2 that
Unless
I've
you find
broken
one for
on.
like discount, like super cheap, then nah, I'm good.
Even then, like I
True.
have no point to get it because there's no point in having it.
Right.
Yep.
But it is truly one of those wild things that, like, I'm sitting here and I'm staring at my collection around me, and like I have 1, 2, bordering on almost 3 shelves dedicated to just Sony titles. And that's going to be it. Because that's the other side of this conversation, is like, once it is official, the market's got to fucking panic. Because the secondhand, everyone's going to be like, this is the last ever you're going to get of this. This is the only time you're going to get this. So many of these games are going to artificially inflate in value because we know definitively they're never happening again.
Yep.
Like the market is stopped. So it is one of the few times I'm going to say, if there is shit you have even just a passing interest in potentially getting, this is your fucking time to get it. Because at the end of the day, good luck getting any physical fucking game post this happening. because scalpers are going to be already fucking quadrupling prices by the time fucking this goes live.
I don't know if it's scalpers. It's more just it's just a bubble. It's gonna inflate. People are gonna have the FOMO of it's like limited run, right? Where it's like I don't know if it's necessarily scalper. I don't know if I call it scalper.
I think it'll have. Well, I mean, it's hard to say scalping when we're talking about units that are still technically being printed in the millions, but it's still like think of it. But I know inevitably what's going to happen is again like the last year of games is it's going to be limited run. It's going to be the kind of shorter kind of print cycles. It's going to be this is the swan song. The last year of PlayStation 4 and 5 is going to be it. And those are going to be the shortest print numbers of everything that comes out.
So it's but it's like and that I mean I'm hung up on the word. It doesn't really matter. Like scalping, like for example, like limited run it's not really scalping because it's open pre-order. It's just a matter of you missed the window and the value inflated because of FOMO now.
Yeah, you're definitely hyper fixating on that component of it,
yeah,
but like even to the but to that extent too, it even has me like I for almost 2 years now haven't bought anything from Limited Run. I used to buy a lot of shit from them because I think a lot of their business practices are scummy. But like they just announced, I sent it in the group chat earlier today that they're doing a short print for the new but the Silent Hill short message fucking free to play Silent Hill game, and it's $70, and my ass is like, I know if I don't get it now, I'm never getting it because that 100%, especially once this printing is gone, that's gonna be easily a $500 game down the road.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And that's on already all these limited print games already because that was it. That was your one chance to fucking get it on these limited print companies, and we can definitively say that at this point where unless again they manage to get their own development manufacturing processes for them, which some of them may, but again they're still gonna basically be like we'll print a certain amount and that's realistically gonna be it ever, period, because the price to fucking keep it up entirely on their own is gonna be absurd. So again, if there's anything you've been curious to get physical, get it while you can. And it's kind of weird. At least we'll be able to get the Final Fantasy VII collection physical. But we're genuinely living in a world where
digital.
It honestly likely will be. Yeah, there will probably be no physical for Elder Scrolls.
They're gonna keep contractual agreements after the January thing. So I guess if someone put their order out enough, I guess we might see it bleed in.
Yeah, but Microsoft barely even likes fucking putting, as much as we were just praising them for putting shit on fucking Nintendo for full cartridges, they still don't even put their full fucking games on disc.
No, yeah.
Indiana Jones isn't on disc. Doom Eternal isn't on disc. Like, right. They don't give a fuck. Like, full stop.
No,
like,
I'm saying the final bit of the discs might be like the mid 2028.
Yeah, maybe mid 2028, but like the Kingdom Hearts collection that's coming out on PS5 and Switch 2, that's very likely going to be the last Kingdom Hearts physical.
Unless ass AI fucking cover.
Yeah. Unless Kingdom Hearts 4 truly is like next year, we're likely not seeing Kingdom Hearts 4 physical. The Final Fantasy 17 likely is not going to be fucking physical. The next Halo definitely is not going to be fucking physical. The next Gears beyond what we have, beyond E-Day, is not going to be physical. So many major franchises basically have already had their last physical release already come out.
On a scale 1 to how happy would you be if Microsoft just somehow pulled a rabbit out of its ass and was like, you know what, we'll keep physical going?
I'd fucking get the next Xbox console, full stop. Unironically, if they said, if they pulled the rabbit out of the hat, they bought their own manufacturing studios and they committed to their consoles being able to be played fully offline, and you don't have to do the check-in bullshit and all that other nonsense, and they not only print the games, but they're all actually on fucking disc, because again, that's the other part of the caveat, is the games all have to be on the fucking disc. Yeah, I'd 100% buy the fucking next Xbox and not the next PlayStation, but because at the end, because for me, that's always been the whole point of console. Ever since I first started working when I was 14 years old, that's always been the whole point of having a console to me, is to have the physical stuff to display and to look at and be like, yeah, I beat that, or oh, I got to get around to that, or just to have a physical manifestation of my hard work. And to not have that anymore is kind of like, what the fuck is the point? Like,
Yeah,
why
it's
am
no.
I buying a dedicated piece of hardware
Mhm.
that does one thing but only does it through digital when I have all these computers laying around my house that can do that as well?
Yeah. Yeah, no, for me, it's kind of like on the same page as like reading a book and then putting it on the shelf after you're done.
Yep.
Any other new stuff?
I'm sure there was some other shit of other companies doing weird shit. Let me check my messages to you guys real quick here. Oh, good. A fuse blew in the house.
Oh, perfect.
Final Fantasy Ever Crisis is end of service.
Hell yeah. Is it really?
Yeah, they just announced like an hour ago.
Womp. That didn't last long.
Nope.
So much for telling all of the story, because I don't think they even got to the Dirge of Cerberus shit yet. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that was the big thing. Shout outs to the new fucking Willy Wonka series by Netflix using an AI replicator for fucking Gene Wilder's voice.
Cool.
Fucking scumbags.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. I'm not seeing anything else going on.
All right. David, send us out with some wisdom.
Remember, if buying a game is or buying any piece of media is not owning it and it can be taken away from you at any moment without consent, then pirating isn't stealing.
True. I've heard that before.
All right, stream. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey.